bricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
Here we go. Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr.
The far side. You ready for the far side?
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. So let's get to the fun, shall we? The Travis and DeMarco Show right now.
Yeah, it is the Travis and DeMarco Show, and we are in Claremont. We are at Legends Attic as we come to every once in a while, DeMarco.
Our vacation home.
It's a nice little second home.
Yes.
It's a nice little second place that we like to come regularly. And today it is a great day here for a million reasons. But the reason we're all coming here today, first and foremost, is the 1-year anniversary of Legends Attic. So congratulations to all the folks here at Legends Attic celebrating their 1-year anniversary. Every time we come through here, we see something more amazing than the time before. And today, you and I just saw the ball. We've been talking about it for a while now, and the ball, of course, is the ball that Freddie Freeman hit for a grand slam off Nestor Cortez, Game 1 of the World Series last year. And you and I were talking about it all week. Like, we're excited to see it, and they took it out of the box. We're like, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And that was really cool. Yeah. It was one of those hyper-realistic moments where we're looking at the ball, taking video, right?
Yeah.
And then you turn off the phone, and there's Oral Hershiser standing there looking at the ball just like you are. So cool, so awesome to see it here. And just every time we get to walk through Legends Attic, it's always awesome.
Yeah, and it's not every day where you get to see a game-worn Lou Gehrig jersey.
No.
That's not something that you typically get to lay eyes on. So we got to see that as well. We have an incredible
security
few
guys
hours
with
coming.
that ball ain't messing around.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
I tried to mess around. I tried to joke with him. He didn't even give me an ounce of look.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
not at all. Nothing.
Very valuable piece of memorabilia. Two very valuable pieces.
I think that ball is worth more than us.
A lot more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know that Lou Gehrig jersey in there is.
Yeah. It was something else. So here's what's coming up today. We're of course going to talk with our friends from Legends Attic. That includes Oral Hershiser, of course, Eddie Alizadeh, Mike Capozio, our friends from Rotolo Chevrolet as well. And then here's an incredible rundown of the guys that we're going to have on the show today. Of course, Joe Davis, the voice of the Dodgers, is going to be here. So Joe Davis is going to be here. A Hall of Famer, Jaime Jarrin, is going to be here as well. Always love talking to Jaime. Peter O'Malley, former owner of the Dodgers, is going to be here within the first hour. We've got Steve Sachs is going to be here. Rick Monday is going to be here as well. And, of course, Dave Hobrick with all of his amazing art. He's going to join us as well. So we got a very, very full show.
Star-studded. Can't wait. Let's get started. Let's get it. That's really so wild. I mean, there we go again. We're talking about what happened last year, and then you have to go kind of figure out what's going on now with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Or can we put that off for a day?
Both. We'll do both.
Okay, we can put it off.
We'll do both. They play the Yankees this weekend. It's a rematch of the World Series.
Yes.
It's the Freddie Ball.
Let's pretend we're happy right now. How about that?
I'm mostly happy.
You're mostly happy?
Yeah.
You got to be a little nervous now.
I mean, Alexis Diaz.
Yeah.
Alexis Diaz, yeah.
Yes. There's some moves being made.
I think that's one of those. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. But no, it's
May moves don't give you the willies a little bit. Well, I guess
you said to me at the beginning, what would have to happen? Where would they have to be for you to be a little uncomfortable? And I said, I don't know. We'd have to get into August and have it still be something like this. And we got a long way to go before August.
Not shocked. I mean, this is what they do. I mean, I guess you can trust the Dodger brain trust to know what to do. And they probably expected it, but I don't know if you expected to have this many pitchers injured in May before June.
No, you're right.
There can't be a plan for that. So
no. This is they set it up for, hey, if something goes haywire, and something usually does, we'll be okay. If two things go off schedule, we'll be okay.
Probably down to F, right? Yeah, not plan Z.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We're now all of a sudden it's who's going today?
Yeah.
And again, we're not even in June yet. A couple of days away, but I'm not worried yet. It's more just a curiosity at this point. And by the way, they're still in first place.
No, that's the positive. The boat is still moving. What is that stuff? Is it Fix-A-Flat, whatever it was, where the guy you could spray on?
Oh, Flex Seal.
Flex Seal. This is the Flex Seal to get you to June and beyond, right?
Yeah, I always wondered about that guy in the boat that's basically just with black spray paint that's going across the swamp with all the alligators.
I'd like to see the outtakes.
You know what I'd like?
Yeah.
A real boat.
A real boat and a real gun and not to be out here with alligators, right?
I'll take a real boat. If that swamp has alligators in it, I'll take a boat with metal sides and very high sides.
I'm dropping back, I guess. I wanted this to be a hot series with the Yankees. Something out of the 80s. It would be fun. Let's get a dust-up, get a manager. I don't think it's going to be that way.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I do think that there's going to be fireworks. And that's what I want to do my Pechanga Pick of the Week real quick at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Because we had so much to do today. My Pechanga Pick of the Week is going to be over 1.5 home runs.
For Shohei?
Yeah, for Shohei Ohtani. And so I'm going to do that for my Pechanga Pick of the Week.
For the entire series or just what?
Over the weekend.
Over the weekend.
The Yankees
so
Dodgers series.
Let's take the over.
Let's call it 17. No, let's call it 15 plate appearances.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 home runs and 15 plate appearances is quite a bit. That's a lot. Even for Shohei Ohtani.
Home runs in
15 plate appearances, right?
Okay.
So let's say he gets 5 a game, which is he probably won't get 5 in every game. He'll probably get 5 in 2 and 4 in another. That's 2 home runs.
He hits. I'm expecting 15. 15.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Right.
Too.
And you can't really pitch around him. He's the leadoff guy.
Well, you could look. You could if he were on a team that didn't have 2 more Hall of Famers directly behind him.
Right.
And then Will Smith, and then Teoscar Hernandez.
I'd rather give up the solo home run. And try to get him out.
As a former pitcher, and we can talk to Orel about this when he joins us here in a few minutes. It's like solo home runs are not the end of the world.
No.
They're you don't want to, but you can live with it.
The quick slice,
It's I walked a guy, or the third baseman made a bad throw, and there's a guy on, and we're kind of and then the home run. It's like now we got problems.
Now you're in a hole.
But Ohtani always measures up to the big moment.
He sure does.
The big moment against the team that played the World Series last year. Everyone's watching on Apple TV Plus tonight.
Apple Plus TV, yes.
So
you're doing it on purpose now.
I think that's what I think it's called.
So 1.5.
I think over 1.5.
Over 1.5.
2 plus home runs
like that.
for Ohtani against the Yankees.
That was the Pechanga Pick of the Week, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combo at Pechanga Resort Casino. Visit Pechanga.com for more information. I would definitely take it's the Yankees. Don't you think? Like you said, you put this in my head.
Yeah.
Boone is an old school guy. He's going to come at you.
He is.
Yeah.
I don't think it will get feisty, but it's not zero. It's just that doesn't happen as much as it used to. But if it were going to, this would be the situation where it might.
That rant we played, if you would have played that today, I think this series gets hot.
Yeah,
we had a chance. Cooler heads will prevail. That was a great rant. I think he kind of summed up the East Coast or the New York mentality about the Dodgers. If he would have said that today, guaranteed somebody gets hit.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It should be a great series. So you and I did something last night that was we did it together but separate.
Yeah, you guys were up there.
Yeah. So we did Rams Revealed last night at YouTube Theater, and a bunch of guys came out with you. A bunch of guys came out with us. Andy and I did the show on the app last night. And I'm having a really hard time figuring out which of the guys I enjoyed talking to the most, because I think it's a first-place tie with all of them.
Yeah,
They all were deeply engaging, fun, and you could see just those guys are ready to go. The enthusiasm for the season is real with those guys.
I'm biased. I'd like the Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner.
Yeah.
We speak the same language. It's really cool to see these young guys come up. To see Kobe Turner go from Aaron Donald's understudy and then actually outproduce the legend in the Legends last season, and then to slide over and be the veteran for the next guy who turns out to be hot in Braden Fisk, I think is really cool. The guards are always great.
Got both.
Yeah, they're just nuts.
Yeah.
They're nuts, and they're great at what they do. They understand the game, and Kevin Dotson, I think, doesn't get enough pub. This is me messing around with Andrew Whitworth and that Protector Award. That's just me being old D lineman. If it highlights guys like Kevin Dotson, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because guards don't get enough love, and he is so important to this football team, and he's a personality. I think we're starting to see that.
So I asked him last night, I said, not only are you an offensive lineman, but you are an interior offensive lineman. You are in the middle of the stuff every snap. I said, what is it like when you're just in the middle of all of that chaos and violence and everything. He goes, it's not that bad. I'm like, okay, you're different.
Well, okay, so
that looks like a 3-hour car crash going on.
Did you see his arms? Did you see him? Yeah.
I've been around a lot of NFL guys. I'm with you every day. You're a former NFL guy. You guys are physically different. You're bigger, you're wider, you're stronger, all this stuff. And then there's that dude.
He's huge. Yeah, he's a human catcher's mitt is what he is. Yeah, he's built to catch people. So go back to our Anderson Silva conversation.
Yeah.
When you said me and Anderson Silva do the same thing.
Ish.
No, I'm running away from Kevin Dotson, not to him.
Oh, you
see what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't have to engage that monster if I don't have to. That's what I'm saying.
You're willing to stick your face in there if you need to.
Only if I have to. But if he missteps and goes the wrong way, I'm not going to say, hey, let me hit you and then go to the ball. That's what I'm saying. So, you see how big that guy is. But Puka is a full-fledged superstar in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So is Jared Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
so is Sean McVay, and Matthew Stafford,
But I think, especially for Puka and Jared Verse, because they're new to this and they're still on their first deal. Jared's coming off his rookie season. Puka is going into year 3, so they're still young. And they're superstars, but I think they can handle what L.A. throws at them.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it. It just feels like to be a star is one thing. To be a star in L.A. is another thing.
Yes.
And being able to manage one of those is one skill. Being able to manage both of those is a different skill, and they seem like they're up for it.
Puka can't walk in and sit down without people knowing who he is.
Right.
Jared Verse, same thing. That's what I mean. You are now a full-fledged star in the National Football League and in Los Angeles. But I think they are built to handle it. And maybe, like you said, the key to this whole thing, and it probably is. Not probably. I think I do know. It is Sean McVay. Because he's going to demand so much that he's going to keep the attention on the team and on him, and you'll forget about the distraction of Los Angeles. So I think that's something that jumped off the page the first time I saw him last night.
Yeah, no, look, when you look at what they've been able to do, and this will be his 9th season as the coach of this team, they've had one bad year. They had 1 year where they were 5-12, and it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just bad luck.
Right.
It's just that everybody on the offensive line got hurt.
Yes.
The quarterback got hurt. Even Aaron Donald missed time.
You can't beat that.
You're
going
to lose. And then when they finally gave him a quarterback that at least was an NFL quarterback in Baker Mayfield, they kind of started winning again. They went 2-3 over the last 5 games. It's just that floor that we talk about with Sean McVay is very high.
Yes.
It's incredibly
head coach,
high.
Play caller, and this is a crazy thing, right? Give him give him elites. You're talking Super Bowl aspirations every year. That's what you got now. Give him credible. He can beat you on game day.
Yeah.
That's how good of a coach he is. Give him a credible quarterback and game time, and you're there.
All right, so DeMarco, let's get this kind of going here. One of the reasons that we are here today, of course, is the Freddie Freeman Grand Slam Ball that has been brought here.
I just got scared.
SCP Auctions, and joining us right now from SCP is Dylan. Dylan, you were nice enough to show us the ball a little bit before everybody got a chance to go into Legends Attic here. What's it like being responsible, taking that ball around town and bringing it to places? That's a very hefty responsibility, I would imagine.
Yeah, certainly. There's a lot that goes behind it, but we're proud and happy to be able to have a special ball like this.
You're his mic's a little low. Try this headset.
And
right
I
here.
thank you for sitting down. How tall are you? About 6'6"? You guys love making me feel short. Let me sit down too, so we can get the same height. There we go.
Make it a little easier.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, it's been great to handle it, and of course, really important moment here in baseball history, Dodgers history, and just special to present it all to the fans here.
So obviously you do work with SCP Auctions, and you guys get to handle a lot of very cool stuff. Does it ever kind of like, okay, here's another thing, or is it always, wow, this is the ball that flew into the seats in right field. This is a Lou Gehrig jersey. 2 things that are here today. You always get that little buzz when you got an item like that.
Right. No, it's always special, especially when it's a moment in history, as this was. I think that you say it right when it's special, and here we are presenting it to the fans. I think it'll be a special day.
Dylan, do you get a chance to clock the reactions of people that are watching this thing? I turned into a 10-year-old kid when you guys brought that ball out. I mean, do you look at the people that are looking at the stuff like, this is what it's all about, this is why we do what we do?
Yeah, I think it shows how important it is to the fans, Everyone sees the ball there, and it's a special moment in their hearts. They remember where they were when Freddie hit it, and that's why we continue to do events like this and showcase it to the world.
How do you take care of it? Obviously, you guys had it in this like almost look like a black box from an airplane that you keep it in, and it's wrapped up. But is it temperature controlled? Like, how do you make sure that it contains it stays preserved and everybody gets to enjoy it?
It doesn't talk to you.
That's what I mean.
I'm
it's
hot.
like, yeah,
I'm cold,
how do you make sure that everything's the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah, no, it's definitely kept away safe. We have protocol for important pieces like this. It's not something that just stays out in the sun or anything like that. So, we definitely make sure it's tucked away and safe until it's a time like this where we want to show the world.
Yeah.
Can you, where are you going next, or should we even say that? Because
there's no specific tour, if so, but this is where we're at now, and again, just happy to show the world and have an event like this.
So I'm going to ask them the question that I'm sure a lot of people are thinking. A item like that, memorabilia like that, is obviously very valuable. Is there a way to put a number on it?
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to auction it off back in December. It sold for $1.56 million.
Oh, sure.
Of course. There is a number. We'll see if there's any resale possibility in the future, but as of now, I'm sure it'll stay at its current home for quite some time.
Yeah,
like Venmo.
Stuff like that, I would imagine, always, right?
Yeah, typically, as time goes on, you see these collectibles rise in the space, and something like this, if it comes back on the market again, I'm sure there's going to be collectors that would be eager to get their hands on something like this. So.
Anything that you've ever seen that made you go, wow? I mean, you've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that is one of the greatest things about sports memorabilia. Sports continues to go on, and every series, whether it be any of the main sports, there's always going to be a moment that's special or something new that happens that you haven't seen before. So, especially a moment like this, first walk-off grand slam.
Yeah.
Pretty special
How
moment
about weird
sports.
auction items, like somebody's used gum or something?
Because
you never know.
You're right.
We've seen some crazy things from time to time that people will collect. One that's on the top of my head right now is Ty Cobb's molars. I've seen those come up. I've seen that come up for auction. So, if there's a collector out there that wants something unique, there are buyers out there.
DeMarco,
so.
can I have a bicuspid if you go before me?
No, not mine. But if Shohei said, "Here,
I'll take a Shohei."
Who would take a Shohei?
Yeah,
me.
absolutely. Dylan from SCP Auctions. Dylan, thank you so much for bringing the ball.
Thanks,
thank you so much for telling us about it.
Good to see you.
Great deal.
Yes.
Thanks, Dylan. All right, we're just getting started. We are at Legends Attic in Claremont, right here on Foothill Boulevard. The Freddie Freeman Ball is here. Joe Davis is going to be here. Steve Sachs, Rick Monday, of course. Oral Hershiser, Jaime Jarrin, Peter O'Malley. We got an incredible rundown today, and we're going to talk with our pals from Legends Attic coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles has Southern California's only pediatric level 4 epilepsy unit? But what does that really mean for your child? It means a place where every doctor, nurse, and piece of equipment is specially designed for kids with epilepsy. They create personalized care plans for each child. But here's what's really exciting. The Neurological Institute is running over 45 clinical trials to develop new therapies. That means your child could have access to tomorrow's treatments today.
Ready for a delicious escape? The New Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, 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 and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
It is a beautiful Friday morning here in Claremont, California. We are standing outside of Legends Attic, who are celebrating their 1-year anniversary. We've been lucky enough to come out here maybe a half dozen times or so far, and we are here with the owners of Legends Attic. The reason we are here time after time after time, of course, we're talking about Dodger legend Orel Hershiser, Eddie Alizadeh, and, of course, Mike Capozio, Rotolo Chevrolet. Guys, thank you again, and we'll start with this. Congratulations on the 1-year anniversary of Legends Attic.
Incredible to me. Incredible.
Thank you.
It is fantastic. I don't know how much we've sold, but I know our inventory has grown. So I think we have gone from collectors to collectors.
I was going to say, I know that when we came out here for the first time, Orel, the idea, Eddie, that you had was Orel has all this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's have a place to put it, and, well, you know, maybe we can sell some stuff. We'll have a place. And every time I come in, there's more and more things. And there's
never been a distribution of any income.
I was just going to say,
we spend.
Is this your ultimate man cave sort of situation, or are you running a business here?
Listen, you guys ask me, you're giving me a hard time. Orel, it's like
I'm not giving you a hard time.
We sell stuff, we put stuff back in. It's been fantastic.
We do. It's like a 2-for-1.
Yeah, 2 come in, 1 goes out.
That's right.
Maybe.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
No, but it's been great experience. You know, the number one comment we get about Legends Attic, and since we're on the radio, it's at 610 Foothill. Close 610, we're right in there. So the number one comment is, how come you guys don't charge admission?
Mm-hmm.
And because all the things in there are not for sale. There's some museum pieces in there. You know, there's some unbelievable artwork from Dave Hobrick. Today we've got Freddie Freeman's home run ball and some other great things. We actually got to see a Lou Gehrig jersey. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, Mike, I would imagine for you, growing up a Yankee fan, that seeing a game-worn Lou Gehrig jersey, I mean, for somebody that's a baseball fan like me, obviously, you know, it's amazing. But what about a dyed-in-the-wool Yankee fan like you?
It's not just the jersey, okay? It's Lou Gehrig's jersey.
Right.
It's crazy. It's incredible.
I have a cup for you for your Yankee tears right there.
Oh, how nice of you guys.
Right there, just for fun. Yeah.
It's the only time that the partnership.
Too early in the year.
We had an issue with the partnership when it was Dodger-Yankee
Right
World
there?
Series.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, small issue.
It happens. Yep.
What is that like for you? Obviously, you live in Southern California. You have an amazing partnership with Orel, but, you know, fandom is fandom. That's a whole nother thing.
Full disclosure. The Yankees are playing the Dodgers in the World Series. My wife and I go to the game. My wife is in her Yankee gear, and I wore Dodger jersey.
You did?
Okay. There you go.
All right.
That's why we won.
That's right.
Is there any sort of heat in this series? I know it's a great series, obviously, Orel. It's a rematch of the World Series teams from a year ago, but personnel's change. Players come in, players come out. This is not for the World Series. It's a series at the end of May. Is there a little extra something on it?
I think there is. The players actually do feel the passion of the fans. You know, when you have a club come in and there's no passion between the fan bases, it's a different feeling on the field than when you have the passion of the two fan bases. So you pick up on that. You pick up on all the pre-interviews from the media as you go into the series. You pick up on what your manager's having to say in his interviews, and then the electricity in the crowd. Yeah, so this is more personal than just a Dodger Mariner game.
Yeah, it feels a little different than that. So, Eddie, when you guys opened up a year ago, in your wildest dream, in the perfect scenario, is this what you had in mind, or has it surpassed even that?
I mean, it's surpassed it. We talk about it all the time. To my left is Steve Sachs over there. Jaime Jarrin's in the background. Joe Davis is coming. Mr. Peter O'Malley is coming. We just got a replica of Lambeau Field by my friend Brett Peavy in the shop in the Freddie Freeman ball with some things that we're doing with Fanatics in New York next month. I mean, it's been great, and it's all spearheaded by this gentleman right here, Mr. Hershiser, and carrying on his brand. It's a big responsibility, but I feel like we're getting there, and it's it's surpassed our expectation.
We have quote-unquote employees, but they're really team members, and they're really partners, and representing, the brand all the way from maybe something that I've built, that Mike Capozio has built, that Eddie has built, that you guys have built and helped us. That's important, and I think it's important that we put the customer/fan first, and that makes everything work. It makes it work in our car dealerships with Capozio Buick GMC and Rotolo Chevrolet. It makes it work at Legend Attic. It makes it work with Lane 4 and our auto services company. I'm part owner of about 5 or 7 companies, and every company is all about person first, customer first. And when we do that, that's why the fabric that I'm cut from, that my parents put inside me, these gentlemen, they wear the same clothes. I mean, Eddie doesn't, because when we first started this, he would have a hoodie on today. But now he has
I knew there was a punch coming. I just didn't know what it was going to be.
I'm going to stand over
Did you
here
wear that for
somebody else?
That looks like something Jaime would wear.
Oh, my God. See? Now you won't stop. Hey, was there ever a discussion about charging people to get in?
Never.
Never?
Never. No, the biggest expense for us is the security, because that's a big inventory in there.
Definitely. It's valuable. But
Yeah.
never a cost to get in. Just
just come on in and see it.
It's the biggest question we get, though. I mean, people call in just.
I can't believe it's free.
What's the cost?
Yeah. I cannot believe it's free to come in. It's
just kind of like the car that Travis drives.
Temporarily,
Free.
until you take it back.
Everybody,
yeah. Until I've been walking on eggshells. Everybody's been threatening me. I've been very, very careful about that. Mike, I've been in your office at Rotolo Chevrolet, right off the 210 freeway, Sierra Avenue exit. You can't miss it. And you have a lot of really cool stuff in your office, and there's a ton of really cool stuff in here. Of all the things that you personally have had an opportunity to collect, what's your favorite?
I don't know where to start with that. I think the one piece that I really, really admire a lot is the Sandy Koufax.
Oh, I knew it. That's what I was saying in my head.
That's the one piece that I really, because when you think about Sandy Koufax, you think about excellence, and it's just incredible what he did in his career.
That he is still around, still shows up at Dodger games, and he's still Sandy Koufax. Like, he has this aura about him, and I never got to see him play, unfortunately, but as a Dodger fan, I understand what he means to the history of the team. And when I hear people like you, Mike, talk about Sandy Koufax and what it meant to you, even having never experienced it firsthand, it really resonates for generations long after he finished playing.
That's right, yeah.
Well, with Sandy, it's on and off the field, right? Everybody knows about the on the field, but also about off the field, where he wouldn't pitch in the World Series on Yom Kippur. You knew then all of a sudden he's a man of integrity, a man of great belief and strength. And then what he has done in the Dodger organization, teaching pitching throughout the years. I'm not Oral Hershiser without Sandy Koufax. And just from the basic how to stand on the pitching plate, the rubber, and what that takes, and teaching me about bones don't get tired, but muscles do. So let's get the bones lined up, and all the different things that he taught me as far as pitching and mechanics and getting through a lineup.
I would love to hear that, you and him talk about pitching. Do you ever, because it happens, you have differing philosophies on how to get the same results.
Well, when I first encountered Sandy and met him in Instructional League in Arizona in 1979, and it was amazing because he would sit there on the bench with us young guys, minor leaguers. I'm coming from A-ball to hopefully graduate to Double-A, and I'm sitting next to Sandy Koufax talking pitching. And it's crazy because he would sit there and tell you things about breaking down a hitter or a swing or this or that, and then we'd leave the conversation and we'd go, well, we got to take it with a grain of salt because he threw 98 miles an hour.
A little bit different.
Like, I would just do this here. And I'm like, Sandy, you threw 98 and you had a curveball from heaven.
Right. Ask him about pitching today. Like, would Sandy Koufax translate to today?
I've used the example over and over again. And because it just seems that it's every pitch, max effort, max spin. Steve Sachs joining us here as well.
Oh, you got better looking. Where'd you go? Oh.
They're just the turn and burn, right? Like, guys come up, they pitch lights out, they get hurt, they go down, and then you just stick the next guy in there. But the way that you pitch, the way that Greg Maddux pitched, the way that Pedro Martinez pitched, the guys that would pitch complete games, would pitch 200-plus innings a year, would make 30 or 35 starts a year. Is it just gone?
We need three-hour show for that topic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I think as far as the turn and burn and people coming up, I think that everything is full force. It's full max effort. And
Bullpens too, right?
Everything. Bullpen was the first thing became max effort. And then the second thing that became max effort was the starters. And then all of a sudden you have the opener. And then all of a sudden you only have to go 5 innings, and that's a good start. And so everything has been condensed down to one pitch and the pitch. And that stress on your arm in practice and in game is tough on the arm. And I think baseball's looking at it, but it's going to be an interesting transition, because you're transitioning from this is the best formula to get somebody out like right now, and this is the best formula to have a long, healthy career.
Steve Sachs is joining us here as well. Steve, good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So how's the broadcasting life up in Sacramento?
It's great. I love the opportunity. We have a fun, exciting team. We started out great. We were in first place, actually tied for first place. And then they hit a skid. They lost 11 in a row, and they're still mired in this funk. And basically centered around, our pitching is a little bit weak. And that's kind of been the issue. If it's we get a good starting performance, then the bullpen hadn't been able to bring up that end of it. The bullpen's been pretty dismal lately, and that's been the reason.
So you were a Dodger for a long time. You were a Yankee for a long time. You get a Dodger-Yankee series like this weekend. Tell me the differences between the two organizations of being a Dodger versus being a Yankee, the similarities, the differences.
Well, their similarities are they're both great organizations, rich traditions, high expectancy. Players come up from the minor leagues. They're expected not to learn when they're there. They're expected to contribute immediately. They do have patience with you, though. They understand the development of the players. Scoutings are great on both sides. I think the differences between the two are maybe in New York they're a little bit more vocal, and that was what I saw when I first got to New York, because the proximity of the fans to the field, it's very, very close. The Dodgers have changed that a bit, and now they've got their fans a lot closer. So there's not a lot of differences between the two now. I think it's pretty close. All the boxes are checked as far as what a great organization is about, though.
You said rich tradition, rich heritage. You could have stopped at rich for both. Right there. Moving on. But it seems like, and we were talking about this radio stuff, it seems like what happened last year, the way the Dodgers beat the Yankees in the World Series, it seems like it really got to New York. They are really frustrated. They are starting to talk about the Dodgers like everyone talked about the Yankees now.
Yeah. The thing about that was it was on full display. The Dodgers were just a much better team than the Yankees. I mean, it wasn't really even that close as far as, the talent on both sides. And they're stacked. And, the Dodgers have got off to a good start this year. I look at the other teams, San Francisco and, and whatnot, and Arizona, and they've been playing well, but they've been playing on fire, and they look up, and they're still behind the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are still yawning yet. All the injuries the Dodgers have had in the pitching staff, this team, when they're healthy, and they're going to be, is going to be ridiculous.
Oral, I've heard you say it a few times during the broadcast that they're just, and I think it's the perfect explanation or description, I should say, is they're just not firing on all cylinders. They're good. Yeah. They're winning a bunch of games. They're in first place, but that's not what it is at its best.
Yeah, well, 4 major arms in the bullpen are missing. 4 major arms in the starting rotation are missing. The offense is now healthy, but it's not firing on all cylinders. Somebody like Mookie Betts is hitting for a decent average, but the bar he raised for himself over his career, he's not there yet. He's working on that. Freddie's been amazing. Missed a couple of 20 games. Teoscar's amazing. He's in the top 5 in RBIs, but he missed about 20 games. Ohtani is doing Ohtani things, and he's above and beyond his home run pace of last year. We're probably going to see less stolen bases as he gets closer to pitching, and we're seeing less now. So, yeah, it's a team that when it does fire on all cylinders, it's going to be very dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
So, Steve, tell me what we're looking at right over your shoulder here. This NFT, it's a painting, but it's like I mentioned, NFT. It's interactive, and in the middle of it is it's a classic photo that I've seen before, but this is more of a digital representation. Tell me about this.
This is a painting that I got back in 2008 at the All-Star game in New York City. And it's from. Oh, here we go. you, Oral. Thank you.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you. This is from a snapshot that was taken in 1922.
Wow.
Of Babe Ruth getting off a train on a barnstorming tour, and it really does. It's emblematic of what Babe Ruth was about. I mean, he grew up in an orphanage in Baltimore. He loved kids. He did things for kids his whole baseball life, and so here he is amongst this sea of kids. Now, what the artist had done was something that's really great. Is he took that snapshot, painted it on this mural, and he supplanted the faces of all the kids that were surrounding Babe Ruth in that original photo. He supplanted those faces with current Hall of Famers when they were little boys.
No kidding.
You can go through here and pick out 56 Hall of Famers.
56.
Took him 8 years to paint this. To paint this.
Wow.
And and so what our team had done, guys much smarter than me, I wasn't involved in this part of it, believe me. And what they did was they did two things. First of all, they digitized the photo, so you can put this photo on your Apple Watch. You could put it at SoFi Stadium. That's 129 yards long. The scoreboard, and it will still look exactly the same. It won't be stretched out. It won't efface or anything like that. It'll look just like this. The second thing they did is what you mentioned. They made it interactive. So when you get one of these originals, up here there's going to be a QR code. And if this is in like a hotel or at a bank building or at Dodger Stadium, which we hope soon it will be, there could be hundreds of people at the same time. Click on that QR code, and with their iPad or their cell phone, they could hover over the face of one of these little boys, and it'll tell you who it is.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
And then you double-click on it, and up comes a 3-minute video. The video's gotten right from MLB they gave to us, and all of their stats on the bottom, and you get to enjoy a 3-minute video of who that little boy became.
Okay,
That's
so
cool.
I'm looking at this picture here, and
Yep.
the only one that I'm certain I know who it is that Johnny Bench?
That's Johnny Bench.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who
Haircut gave it away.
The haircut and the eyes. Who
Right.
else is in there?
Well, this is Mickey Mantle, Willie
okay.
Mays.
Willie Mays. Okay.
Ryan Sandberg. This is Rod Carew. This is Hank Aaron. You have Carl Yastrzemski right here raising his hand up. This is cut off a little bit. Now, here's an interesting part of it. This is Juan Marichal from the Giants right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
now,
wow.
What the reason it took so long to get to paint this is because he had to go to some of the courts in the cities and get a pass to go ahead and get a video from maybe get a picture of one of the kids that was protected in a trust, and he was able to get these videos, these pictures, but some of them he couldn't get. Now, Juan Marichal, he couldn't get that one, okay? Probably because there was no picture of him back in the Dominican of him and a little boy when he was 2 years old. But his daughter was a dead ringer for her dad.
Okay.
And so they got a picture of his daughter. That's actually Juan Marichal's daughter.
Oh, that's great.
That's cool.
And
That's
there's
great.
different ones like that, like Pete Rose right here. He's not in the Hall of
course.
Fame yet.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's in there. He painted him anyway. And you can just go through here, and it's amazing. The videos are incredible. And when the video plays out, either a minute and a half or 3 minutes, whatever it is, it dissipates, and then you just go on to the next one. And so you could spend 2 hours in front of
Sure.
this thing. Yeah.
Marco?
We've been about an hour so far.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're pointing them out. We're trying to figure out who everyone is here.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what we're also doing is, you guys know about my son. I lost my son John a couple of years ago. My son was he was a captain in the Marine Corps, and he was the greatest young man I ever knew. And he lost his life 2 years ago in a training accident. So what we're doing is, my partners and I are donating a portion of our proceeds to my son's foundation. It's called the Captain John J. Sachs Family Foundation. And we're going to help other aviators like my son that were aspiring to be aviators to accomplish their goal of becoming a flyer, be it in the Marine Corps, trying to be an astronaut, a flyer in a commercial unit, whatever it may be. That's what we're going to help them do through this. So
If people want to help you do that, how do they do that?
they can just go to Babe and the Kids. That's the name of this, babeandthekids.com, and you can check it out right there on the website.
That's fantastic,
Yeah.
Steve.
Thank you.
That is absolutely
Yeah.
wonderful. That's terrific. Absolutely terrific. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming out here and talking with us all over again. And I just, one very quick one. I think I've asked you this before, but I was thinking about it again this morning. I looked it up. You had a career high 56 steals in 1983.
Mm-hmm.
With the rules are the way they are now, limited pickoffs, slightly larger bases.
100.
How many could you get? Could you get 100?
I don't know. I mean, that's easy to say. Probably a few more, I would say. But I also led the league in caught steals that year. So
I saw that too.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to bring that up, but
I
I believe the number was 30 if my recollection is
But you know
good.
what? Some solace I gain in that is knowing that Ricky Henderson was the greatest base stealer of all time.
Yes.
Do you know who got caught stealing more than anybody else that ever lived? Ricky Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
So
there you go.
if you're not putting it out there, then
You're not trying. There you
don't have to worry
go.
about getting caught. But, some of the rules now are, I don't like some of the rules. Some I can live with, like the pitch clock it's kind of incidental to me. I mean, everybody
We got
gets
used
to
to it
now.
pretty quick.
Yeah, you got used to it.
Yeah.
One thing about, like, in the NFL, when they go into the hood, and it used to take a lot of time, they're usually pretty snappy about it now, and you want to get it right.
Yeah.
You want to get the call right. So I understand that part of it. I like that. But the one I will never agree with is putting the guy on second base in the 10th inning. Oral, I mean, you work the whole game. You pitch a shutout. It's 1-0. And then you go out, or 1-1, and then you go out there and they put somebody out there in the 10th inning. How do you feel about that?
It's a tough one to watch, but I understand why they do it. But it is a tough one to watch.
Yeah, I understand they want to get the game along. And
Get the game along, and you
Protect
tell me.
pitching staffs.
Protect staffs, and
they
don't happen very often. We had the one in New York where we went 13, was it?
Yeah.
I think 13. I can't remember the last time I saw a
barely
13
goes
game.
beyond 10 or 11.
Very,
That's
very
right.
rarely.
Hey.
What was the longest game you guys ever played in? I remember there was a game against the Astros, 21 or 2.
21 in Chicago.
Chicago.
Yes, and I happened to
Did you
score
play the whole game?
I happened to score the winning run. It was 2 days, and Kenny Landreau hit a fly ball to center field, and I was coming home, and I slid, and it was very close. And Eric Gregg, the home plate umpire, said, "You're safe."
Go home.
He changed his mind midstream.
How many at-bats did you have in that
I had
game?
9 at-bats.
Did you really?
Didn't we have one
my
in
God.
Houston too?
I remember
We had
that
a
one.
really long one in Houston
did we?
because it was
Yeah.
my side work day. And I pitched 7 innings on 2 days
Just a little
rest side
work,
work,
right? Just
and
a
I
little
pitched
work,
more
Earl.
innings than anybody else in the game with my side work.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going by memory here. I think Fernando finished that game in right field.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
Bobby
right.
Welch played,
Yeah.
Bobby
Wow.
Welch played the outfield. Fernando played the outfield, I think. Yeah.
You pitched 7 just as an aside, right?
7 just on a little side work.
How do you start the game on the second day?
Well, Chicago, no
In
lights.
Chicago, they had no lights.
Yeah, so how do you start again on the second day?
So what they did was they picked it up where it left off.
Yeah.
Jerry, I believe it was Jerry Royce, came in the next day, happened to get the win, started game 2 and got the win that day. He got
No
two
kidding.
wins in one day.
Wow.
Yes. How about
Wow.
that?
All right.
That's easy to do where Tommy Lasorda is your manager
Oh.
because he used to pitch both.
Surprised he
halves
didn't
of
make
a
him
doubleheader.
finish it out the next day
Yeah.
after that. I mean, not in a million years, right? Not in a million years is a guy scheduled to be thrown on the side.
Yeah.
And gets put into the game. I mean, maybe if you get some weird, but pitches 7 innings.
Well, back then, the pitching staffs were 10 guys. Now they're 13 and 14 guys, right?
Yeah.
So you were told on our side work day, if the bullpen was in trouble, we're going to hold your side work until after the game. So I was going to do my side work after the game, after we got through it. Well, then when it went to extra innings,
Gotta
Tom
go.
was like, go put your spikes on.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're
but
playing.
This was nothing odd for Oral. Look what he did in '88. He came out of the bullpen against the Mets.
Oh, yeah.
And all that. But I wanted to say a couple things really quickly. I know you guys got a schedule.
No, you're good.
I don't want to take your schedule, but Oral. I was at an event for the A's about 2 weeks ago, and Jose Canseco was there, and he was talking about. He says, for 35 years, because I've never met him, and he said, I want to ask you how you guys beat us. And he said, wait, I know how you beat us. You had Oral Hershiser. And he said, the first time I faced Oral, this is what Jose Canseco told me in front of people, at least this many people, on a microphone. He said, I was up to bat with Oral, and the ball came in the first time, and I said, and as soon as I took a swing, I can tell when I'm going to hit a home run. And I said, that's a home run. And then he said, the ball disappeared. He said, it was in the zone. I was going to hit it, and then it was gone. And he said, right then, I knew that we were in huge trouble. And that came right from Jose Canseco,
That's
buddy.
pretty nice.
And he was very gracious about it, though. And,
He's very gracious at the poker table, too.
Is he a mark?
It might be somebody you want to play with.
But he was really cool about it. It was a really nice thing.
That's cool.
He's a nice guy.
I think, of course, that the '88 World Series. I think of the one he hit off the center field camera. So you're on the field. You watch the ball go.
First time I felt like I was in a Little League ballpark. That ball got out of the park with topspin and hit that center field camera, and I thought it was in West Sac Little League. That's how fast it got out of there. Remember that, Oral? I mean, that was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that was one of those, oh, boy, this could be interesting. And then, of course, it ends with Kirk Gibson. And here we are with the Freddie Freeman ball here at Legends Attic. Not that long after, I guess. Steve, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling us that incredible story.
Can I just say I want to thank Legends Addict and Oral, Eddie. They have been so good to us and helping us with the NFT, and I can't thank them enough. And they've been such a great support for us. So thank you guys, Oral. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
A lot more guests for your listeners coming. Jaime Jarrin, Peter O'Malley. You got
Hall of
Joe
Famers,
Davis,
owners.
Rick Monday.
Not too bad.
You got a big day.
Not too bad. It is
Thank
a
you,
great
guys.
day
Awesome.
here at Legends Attic. Thanks to all you guys. Mike, as always, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. We'll come back with more. We got Jaime Jarrin, Hall of Famer, coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN Live from Legends Attic in Claremont.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
Hey guys, double down with me in my first ever $10,000
Do you know a high school senior who's a true
blackjack
all-star
tournament.
on the field,
June
in the
6th
classroom,
at the
and in the
Bicycle
community?
Casino. You know it, the
ESPN
Park West
LA, along
Bicycle
with
Casino,
Rotolo Chevrolet and
888
Composio Buick
Bicycle
GMC
Casino
is proud
Drive
to...
in Bell Gardens. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a live broadcast from 3 to 6. But when you walk in, I want you to say, double down with Cappy. You go to the Players Reward Desk, and you get your free entry into the tournament, which is going to start at 7 o'clock that night. Remember, it's June 6th. Double down with Cappy is going to get you a free entry into the tournament, which you're going to need to get because I'm telling you, this thing's going to fill up real fast. Live radio, real cards, big prizes, very limited seats. So lock yours in now. RSVP for more information for all the details on the tournament at ESPNLA.com.
Cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From mowers and trimmers to blowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
The power of Dell AI with Intel Inside is transforming the world of pro sports. Teams can see curveballs coming with predictive analytics. Coaches can use AI insights to help players improve their shots in real time. And fans can get more out of every winning moment with AI-enhanced replays.
Unbelievable! What a play!
See how Dell Technologies with Intel Inside can power your wins at Dell.com/win.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Check this out. Lease a new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Sport CVT for just $299 a month plus tax for 36 months. One at this payment. Bid S37-03172. MSRP $31,935. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. On approved Tier 1 credit through Subaru Motors Finance. No security deposit. 10,000 miles a year. Model code SRD-21.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
All right, great day here in Claremont. We are celebrating the one-year anniversary of Legends Attic. We are lucky enough to get to see the Freddie Freeman Grand Slam ball. We got to see that a few minutes ago. We talked with Oral. We talked with Mike Capozio, Eddie Alzette. Steve Sachs just joined us a minute ago, and we're going to continue it right now with one of my favorite people to talk with. We're talking about a Hall of Famer, a Ford Frick Award winner, 69 seasons with the Dodgers. Mr. Jaime Jarrin. Jaime, it is always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Of course. And his son Jorge here as well. Jorge, good to see you.
It's always great to see you guys because whenever I see the both of you, not only am I entertained and informed, but just being around you guys is a lot of fun. And you were out at our golf tournament and really appreciate the efforts and the help. Yeah,
I second that.
Absolutely.
Let's start with the golf tournament. We were out there a few months ago, and I remember getting in my car afterwards, and I was driving home, and we had a great day out at San Gabriel Country Club. And I started thinking about all the players that were there.
Yeah.
And they all came because of you.
Oh, thank you.
And they all came because they wanted to honor you, and they wanted to support you. What does that mean to know that people are going to come back year after year after year because of you?
Well, it means so much to me. It's unbelievable, really. I don't have enough words to express the gratitude that I have for the community. Because I have been with the Dodgers 66 years now, 64 as the Spanish voice of the team. And I stated my longevity is because of the support of the people. You know, in this kind of business, radio or TV, if you don't have the numbers, you don't stay young. And I was with the Dodgers for such a long time, thanks to the support of the community. So to me, it is a pleasure to do anything regarding the community, going back there, giving them back something, because they were so wonderful with me. Wonderful with me.
Just so much baseball. Did you see the NFT behind you, the picture with all the Hall of Famers as their kids? I bet you'd be the best one up here to tell us who these people are. But that's so cool. But so many legends, and then there's the home run ball and the grand slam ball there, and there's going to be more this year.
Let me congratulate Oral and Eddie and Mike, because they are doing something so great, so beautiful. I have been in this place several times, but every time I come here, I enjoy so much, because the artwork is unbelievable.
Yes.
Now with that picture of Freddie Freeman.
Oh my God!
It's only words.
It's worth the price of admission.
Which is zero.
It's well worth it for sure.
How is that possible? Yeah.
You mentioned the Freddie Freeman's home run last year. The ball that flew into the right field stands is here. Of course, we saw Kirk Gibson have his moment in 1988. You covered the Dodgers for 6+ decades. Is that? I'm not saying one's better.
One call?
Is
that as good as it gets? Can it get any better than something?
Yes, it's unbelievable, because 1988 and now it's so similar. You know, the Gibson and Freeman. I enjoy so much. Just remember, I close my eyes and I transform myself to Dodger Stadium, and I see that it's unique, very special.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have lived at this time to enjoy those seminal moments and everything. But again, just to echo what my dad was saying, you know, this community, this country, as immigrants, we feel a certain responsibility to do what we can to give back. And that's why the foundation was created, and we've got a big event coming up August 19th at Dodger Stadium, Centerfield Plaza. We have a wine night in the Ravine Under the Stars, and this year we're honoring Nomar Garciaparra.
Hey!
And we are honoring also a guy that I think deserves an awful lot of recognition that doesn't get much, but you all are familiar with his work, and that's John Suhu.
Oh, sure.
Photographer who has put together an incredible collection of those moments that have been captured, and it'll allow us to once again give out first round, we're giving out $50,000 in scholarships. By the time the event takes place, we'll have our recipients there. And then we're giving out an additional 10 scholarships of $2,300 each. So this year we're approaching $75,000 in scholarships for students to help them all along. And if you want to find out more about the event, or if you want to find out how you apply for the scholarship, because it's very simple, just go to our website, which is jarrinfoundation.org. It's all there.
Back up. Who the photographer is? Who? John Suhu.
John Suhu.
And he is. I'm sorry.
The Dodger team photographer.
The Dodger team photographer. He's being honored.
He's being honored as well, because he has put together a body of work that is just incredible. And he's been with the Dodgers for so many years, capturing all those moments and everything.
Not only with the Dodgers, with the Lakers.
Lakers too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So every call there's a shot, and he's the shot behind the voice.
Exactly.
And the other part is, did you ever take him to like show and tell at school? Because you went. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I would have, but he was either on the road or getting ready to go to the ballpark that night. So come summertime, we didn't get a chance to see my dad very little. Maybe Sunday evenings, that was about it. But my mom was the one that held it all together.
Yeah.
And my brothers and I never felt that we missed out on anything with his absence. And we just knew my dad was working as hard as he could to take care of us and provide for us. And my mom just made sure that we understood that. And that was just part of our life growing up. And actually, my father and I have had our greatest relationship as I became an adult.
Yeah.
And we really could relate. And baseball has always been at the center point of that between my sons, my father, and myself.
Isn't the game beautiful? And you can turn on the radio, and there he is. You can hear your dad.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The greatest blessings that I've received was working with Jorge for several years, being with him on the road, having lunch together, dinner at the ballpark.
For games.
Really, it was a blessing, really.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the night that you just mentioned, the wine night that's coming up this summer at Dodger Stadium. I was lucky enough to go to the event last year, and I could see the amount of pride that both of you take in a night like that. It just must mean so much to you to not only be able to have an event like that, but to be able to give back and to be able to affect people's lives the way that you clearly did.
And it is special, and and we really couldn't do it to the extent that we do it if it wasn't for the folks like Los Defensores and Rotolo Chevrolet, our two biggest sponsors for these events. They always are there to support us. Rotolo is just wonderful about this. They go, let us know what we can do. And I've gotten to the point now where I can actually verbalize and say, well, you really want to know? I need this, I need that. And they go, no problem. And that's what it comes. It's a big circle. It's a full circle.
He's staring at you right now. He's like nodding everything you say.
Mike is great.
Over there, Mike.
Mike already told me the check's in the mail.
No, I love it.
I mean, you spent such a long time with the team. You got to see so many great players. You got to see so many different eras of not just players, but great teams, World Series winning teams.
And also working with the best of the best among the announcers. Vince Kelly, Ernie Harwell, Bob Prince, Jack Stanhouse, John Miller, you name it.
Sure.
The best of the best. I was so lucky to be among them.
Well, you were one of those guys. They were saying the same thing about you as well. And having seen as much as you have, and obviously the Dodgers have, I don't want to call it a heater because a heater doesn't last a decade. but this is this as good of a run as you've seen in the time that you've been?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Has to be. Every decade it has something special. The 60s were unbelievable with Sandy Koufax and Dan Drysdale and Maury Willis. Then later on, Mike Piazza, and later on, Orel Hershiser in the 80s, and now Clayton Kershaw and Ohtani. It's really, it's a dream to me. It's a dream.
You may have reached the apex with Ohtani.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. I mean, are you ever going to see better than this?
What would it look like?
That's what I'm saying.
On a term of consistency, it's hard to beat. It really is. And we were just talking about this yesterday, about people would ask my dad, okay, what's your favorite moment, or who's your favorite player and everything? And he said something like, well, you know, if you've been at it for 5 years, you'll pick up whatever you think has been special. But when I've been there for 64, I can't pick one because there's so many different ones from different eras and different moments. You know,
you guys talked about, you know, the way that the game has evolved and the players that have come through it, and the game has always been international, but it's become more international. Did you ever think we'd see a point where it is where it is now, where it as far as the Asian players coming in, you know, the South American, Central American, Caribbean players have been a part of this, but it feels like almost the entire world is playing baseball now.
It is growing. It's growing a lot, I think, and especially in Europe. They are playing now in Holland. They are playing in Italy. They are playing.
Think about the game itself. The game is 150 years old, right? When I just still, to this day, can't figure out how they came to decide the distance between home and first base. If it was 1 foot too short, you'd always be thrown out. And if you were 1 foot too far, you'd never get the batter. I mean, the runner, right, going to first. The thing is, after 150 years, players have evolved. They're so much faster, so much more athletic, and yet it's still the same.
It fits perfectly.
It fits perfect. It's amazing.
It's a very pristine game. That's why I recommend everybody, kids, you know, follow baseball. It's a great game. Really, it is.
All right, one last one before we let you go. We're talking with the legend, the Hall of Famer, Jaime Jarrin. Which World Series championship ring is on your left hand?
He says, which one is this one?
Yeah, which one is that one?
Oh, this is the 88.
88. Okay.
Because of Oral.
Yes.
And because it's the perfect size.
Those are a little different.
They've
this
evolved.
is the perfect size.
Yeah, this is the 2024 ring, Oral? Okay.
Perfect weight. And
Gonna need to
this
get to the
guy
gym
gave
with
this to me.
He got it for him.
Thanks to him, I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mickey Hatcher, too, the stuntman. This is amazing, Oral. This is fantastic. Yeah, well, thank you. Oh, you want it back?
You get a lot of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pleasure, as always. Thank you so much.
Always. Thank you, guys.
Jorge, thank you so much.
Guys, thank you. As always.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Marco.
Yes.
Thanks.
See you, sir.
We're going to talk
Gracias.
with
Gracias.
another member
you to
of the
everyone.
Dodger broadcast team as well, and, of course, some incredible moments as a major leaguer, including a lot of them with the Dodgers as well. Mr. Rick Monday will join us coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey, it's Mace, and there's no better place to watch sports than Cosm. The Cosm Dome has got massive high-resolution display. It creates the ultimate immersive experience with a massive wraparound screen that throws you in the middle of the action. The Cosm Hall features wall-to-wall exciting games. Catch all the heart-pounding excitement of both the NBA and NHL playoffs. Secure your tickets now at Cosm. That's COSM.com and experience the game like never before. Cosm.com. Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Accident, or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
A beautiful, soon-to-be afternoon here in Claremont. A beautiful Friday morning here in Claremont. We are celebrating the one-year anniversary of Legends Attic. Of course, we've been talking with Oral Hershiser. Steve Sachs came through here. The Hall of Famer Jaime Jarrin joined us as well. And we've got a lot more planned for you, including Rick Monday in just a little bit. But we are going to speak right now with somebody we've had the pleasure to talk with once before, the former owner of the Dodgers, Mr. Peter O'Malley, joining us right now. Peter, thank you very much for coming by. It's good to see you again.
Here. Good-looking shirt.
Yeah, not too bad, right? Not too bad. A little Freddie Freeman World Series replica as well.
Good.
Yeah. So obviously, you've been out here before and you've gotten to see it, but when you know that there's a moment like the Freddie Freeman Grand Slam ball that is here, a Lou Gehrig game-worn jersey that is here, and you and your family are such deeply woven into the history of baseball. Does it ever just land on you like that? Like, I am a part of this incredible game, and my family is deeply embedded in its history.
First of all, I can't believe it's been a year since I've been here.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here on the first anniversary. I'm a collector also, and I have things, as you have here, and I admire that. I think collecting items that mean something to you, that you treasure, is very important. But we have a lot of great memories going back for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have one in your private collection that is your top of the heap? Special to you?
I think Gibson's home run is pretty high, very high. I tried to buy the bat. I got outbid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's been sold again. But that's number one.
He's trying to buy the bat, and he got outbid.
Yeah.
I bought the bat.
I got outbid.
Yeah, who bought the bat is what I want to know. Wow.
I forget the gentleman's name, and then he sold it again. I don't know who owns it today.
Yeah, well, keep trying.
But I looked at I saw the bat before it went on auction, and it had such a personality. It had marks from the cleats maybe, and stains. It was a beautiful item, and I wanted to buy it, not to keep selfishly, to put it on exhibit, let people see it, let maybe people touch it, because that was a historic day.
That was a pretty good day. if I'm really not starting any bidding, but I've got some stuff inside. If you want to, make an offer,
give you a discount.
I like that.
Yeah, he'll cut you a good deal.
I want to see everything.
Yeah, all right.
So, Peter, we do a segment at the end of our show each day, and it's kind of this day in history, and we'll talk about, this happened 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It was earlier this week, May 28th, 1957, when Major League Baseball owners approved the move of the Dodgers from Brooklyn to Los Angeles, the Giants as well. When your father decided to move the team from the East Coast to L.A., there was nothing west of Chicago or St. Louis as far as professional sports, when Major League sports. Was this the vision that you and your family had of, let's get a foothold out there on the West Coast, and then everything else will change after that? Because we have everything here, two of everything here now.
Well, it was definitely my dad's vision. He tried for 10 years to build a stadium in Brooklyn. Ebbets Field was getting pretty old. And after the 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th year, I think he finally concluded, I can't get it done here. Politics was one thing. And what's amazing, when the decision was made and the league gave him approval to move to Los Angeles, he did not have a place to play. Wrigley Field, the minor league ballpark, was an option. Coliseum was an option, which we finally did. And the Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl?
Yeah, Rose Bowl. And the league president, the commissioner, and the owners had such confidence in his vision. They said, okay, Walter, I don't know if they asked him or not, where are you going to play? But he did not know. All the pieces hadn't come together until later.
And now, fast forward, the better part of 60 years later, and there's Major League Baseball and through the entire West, and the NFL and the NHL and everything else. It wasn't just baseball that happened. It was all professional sports that followed.
That was inevitable.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. But I don't think necessarily you can give him credit for opening up the West Coast. I would give him credit for Dodger Stadium and for the product and the end result.
Very happy, but might have been cool to have baseball at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, well, you
might have been cool.
Played a few games in there yourself.
A few games, but that'd be fun. When you get to the executive level of sports, baseball, and you have to talk about so much, revenue, everything, stadiums, how much of that is spent on winning? I want to win a World Series. Like, I want to be at the top of this sport. How much time do you spend talking about that on the executive level?
Winning, putting together the most competitive team, farm system, quality instructors, trainers at the minor league level as well as the major level. That's number one. Number two, all the other factors in the game, revenue sharing among all the teams was number one or two or three. Negotiation with the union, with the Players Association, that's a tough issue. And as you know, we've had work stoppages throughout, which is sad looking back. It's too bad those could not have been prevented with broader, better thinking than the end result. But no, it was a full plate. When you're the CEO of a Major League Baseball team, football team, whatever, basketball, it's full time.
I always wondered if it's the same. I don't like losing to that guy. I wonder, like, at level, I don't like losing to that team, to that group of people over there. Is it the same at that level?
Well, it's not personal. For example, Rick Monday hits the home run in Montreal, and we advance, and it hurt Montreal. It hurt the fans there, and I was not happy about that. Yes, okay, good. But the owner of the Montreal club, Charles Rothman, he was a good personal friend and a very good owner for baseball. And John McHale was his general manager, and I saw both after the game, and I knew how they felt. But you don't get any satisfaction from that. We were happy that we won, grateful to Rick and the team. But it's not personal with the other owners, although we disagreed. We would disagree a lot and try to come up with the right answer for the good of the game.
Mr. Peter O'Malley is joining us, of course, the president, owner of the Dodgers from 1970 to 1998 as well. And I know one of the things that was important to you, was a passion of yours, was international baseball and developing baseball outside of the United States. The Dodgers, of course, were one of the first teams to really get a foothold in the Caribbean, in Latin America. Obviously, the Ohtani effect has opened up Japan in a way that is exciting. Did you think that this would be where baseball would go, that you just need to get people exposed to it, involved in it, and the very best players will ultimately find their way to the major leagues?
I really did.
Yeah.
I built a baseball field in China, gosh, a long time ago. And it was a hobby. I enjoyed it. But I was hoping that if China would adopt baseball as an Olympic sport, which they adopt anything that's an Olympic sport, they would get baseball into the schools, they would develop baseball, and out of all the young players there, maybe we would get the first baseball player from China. Nicaragua, built a field in Nicaragua, hoping to get a good ball player from Nicaragua. Didn't happen, but no, international baseball was a love, but I must admit I had an idea and a reason to do it as well as enjoyment.
Well, you did accomplish your goal with Chan Ho Park.
Chan Ho, of course, yes. Chan Ho and Nomo, they were pioneers. Chan Ho was the first, and deserves great credit for his contribution to the ball club. And Hideo, he was a pioneer.
Sure he was.
Took my job, Peter.
One comes in, one goes out, right? That's the way that it goes. Mr. Peter O'Malley, Peter, it was a pleasure to see you again. Thank you so much for your time.
Happy
really
to be here, and congratulations, Mr. Earl.
Yes,
Bulldog.
Yes, sir, indeed. One of the people that Mr. O'Malley just mentioned, Rick Monday, is going to join us next. That's coming up. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Big on protein, rich on flavor. The new $10 Islands Restaurant's protein bowls are here for a limited time. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients for the flavors you love. Just in a bowl. Find your protein paradise at islandsrestaurants.com.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Legends Attic out here in Claremont. It is a beautiful afternoon, and it's a beautiful weekend. You got a Dodger-Yankee series coming up this weekend as well. We've been talking to Oral all morning long, and we are joined by our next guest as well, a man who played in the major leagues for just 19 seasons, no big deal. Two-time All-Star, of course, member of the 1981 Dodger World Series winning team, member of the Dodger broadcast team forever and ever, Mr. Rick Monday. Rick, it's good to have you here. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you. I would like to. I would just like to thank the weatherman. First of all, it's not raining; it's blue skies, and evidently you guys are through talking with Oral. It's been a long time since I've seen Oral. We get off the airplane. Sunday night? What is it? No, it was Wednesday night. We get off the airplane.
Yeah, about 7:30 at night.
Yeah.
8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so we've been bonding for the last number of days on the road.
30 hours or so apart.
Now it comes down to I've always said this, and I don't know what you guys have been talking about in the past, but you put Los Angeles and New York on anything. I don't care if it's a tiddlywinks contest. There's something that's just a little extra flair, and I think too with the Dodgers and the Yankees. I grew up in Santa Monica. I did not favor the New York Yankees to begin with as a kid. And the reason is because every Saturday morning you're looking at the broadcast and the game of the week, what's going to happen. And it seemed like every time you turned it on, it was the Yankees playing against somebody. And I started to root for the underdog because I got tired of seeing the Yankees over and over. So then you get older, you get bigger, and now you get a chance to go in the World Series. And we lost to them in 77. We lost to the Yankees in 78. And then the incentive for us in 1981 during the playoffs is before the final game in Montreal that was originally scheduled to play was rained out. We knew that the Yankees had already defeated the Kansas City Royals, and it was going to be the Yankees in the World Series, and we have a chance now to right the ship because we'd had a bad taste in our mouth for a number of years after dropping the 2 years in a row, back-to-back, 77, 78. So it meant more for us, and then finally we beat an extremely talented team in the Montreal Expos, And we fly to New York, and the World Series started the next night. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to celebrate, but I will say one thing. It's not a particularly long flight from Montreal to New York. But, boy, was that some kind of party.
I bet it was. Well,
Yeah.
you skipped over one part
Yes.
of the reason you got to play the Yankees in the 1981 World Series. We were talking with Mr. O'Malley a minute ago. Blue Monday in Montreal. Of course, you hit a home run in the ninth inning to give your team a 2-1 lead. We so quickly, when Freddie hit that home run last year, immediately go back to Kirk Gibson. But there's also these iconic Dodger home runs in the postseason. You hit one of them, and going around with your fist in the air. What does it feel like to be the guy that hit that home run?
You're one of, at the time, 25. The rosters were not 26 as they are at the present time. The reason I was able to hit the home run is that our ball club was good enough to get us to Game 5 in that championship series. I wear that 81 ring every day because it reminds me of the 24 other teammates that we had in a journey that was you dream about as a kid. To understand, first of all, I remember when in Pony League, I'm 14, and my coach, Joe Misbrenner, and I played for the Phils in Santa Monica in the Pony League. And he goes, hey, let's take a walk. It's during batting practice. And he says, how would you like to play professional baseball? And that's like asking a kid, hey, how would you like an hour in an ice cream store? And I said, I'd love to. He says, you have a chance. He says, I want you to play in this other league over here. And I said, Coach, those guys are like 18, 19 years old. And I said, that's how you're going to get better. But I remember as a kid having the dream and turning on television of what it was like to play in a World Series. And then you have the opportunity as a player to actually be there. You're wondering if your mom's going to come in and wake you up and say, hey, Ricky, it's time to go to school, because obviously it was a dream. But to be there, there's a close bond. And this ring reminds me of all the teammates that we had and the effort that we have. But if we go back originally to day one in spring training in 1981, we could look around the locker room and say, this team is not going to be together for very much longer because of age of players, because of contracts of players. And then if you look around, Steve Sachs, for example, they were talking to a little bit earlier, we could see that Steve was coming on and he was going to take over the second base position. So we had all this young talent that was coming up, and that was one of the keys to the Dodgers' success, is it developing, first of all finding, and then developing players, not just how to play the game from a physical standpoint, but how to play the game from a mental standpoint and emotional standpoint, with the expectations you take the field to win.
I do remember exactly what you said. Winning the Super Bowl, it was the best, worst feeling ever. Yeah. Best because we won. The worst is this was our last game together. Mm-hmm. This team is going to break up or it's going to change. It will never be this good, so I understand that. Moving on to the second point. Can you scene set that home run, Blue Monday? Do you remember what he threw you, what the count was, what the score was?
I remember watching, and that final game was Fernando Valenzuela and Ray Burris. Burris was pitching for the Expos.
Who shut you out early in the series, correct?
Yeah, 3 days before shut us out,
yeah.
I mean, in fine fashion. So we saw Rogers warming up in the bullpen. Now, the Expos have a plane at the airport, and the Dodger plane was at the airport. One of them was going to head to New York.
Wow.
So Sunday's game is rained out. We play on Monday, and a lot of people had plans to either fly out of town because the final game was going to be on Sunday, or they had to get back to work. So we took it as a moral victory, as that, hey, there's not a whole lot of people here. I mean, it was 30-some, but it was not a jam-packed. So it comes down to a 1-1 game. Both Fernando and both Ray Burris are pitching just a terrific game. Comes down to the ninth inning. And I remember Ron Say hit a ball to left field that I thought when it left the bat, and it's cold, I thought it had a chance to get out of the ballpark for a home run. Well, Tim Raines came in front of the warning track to catch the ball. And we had said before the game, this is not going to be one on a home run because it's going to be base hits. And then Rogers is pitching. He fell behind 3-1. He was a low ball pitcher. I'm a low ball hitter. Did not handle the ball up here very well. And he got behind 3 balls and 1 strike. A hitter will love 3-1. Pitchers don't particularly care for it. But he threw a pitch and he got it a little elevated. I hit the ball and I knew it was hit really well, but I lost sight of the ball. And I saw Andre Dawson, the center fielder, start to go over to right center. He kept going, and I thought, well, maybe it's off the wall because they had very high fences there. And then finally, I did see a glimpse of the ball as it disappeared right behind the fence. And then, as you were talking about, I got caught in the middle of a dance. I didn't know all the routines. And I almost fell down between first and second base.
No way. Wow.
Yeah. But
wow.
it comes down to the bottom of the ninth. They had the tying and winning run on base. And go to the bullpen, and, Bobby Welch comes in, and Davey Lopes had to make a good play at second base and throw to Garvey to finally get that last out. And then we were headed to the airport after celebrating a little bit more. But
the next day you're playing again?
Yeah, in New York.
In New York. Wow.
And finally punched your ticket to beat them in 1981.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, it's a lot better to watch the crowd in New York as they're losing than it was in 77 and 78. But if we look at 81, quite frankly, if we go back, we lost the first two games in the playoffs to the Astros in a walk-off home run. And then the next night was a walk-off base hit. And then in the World Series, we get down. Well, we had to win 2 in a row in Montreal, and then we start the World Series. Remember, too, we lost each of the first 2 games of that series, and then came back and won it.
In New York, in Yankee Stadium, of course. And, an iconic moment in Dodger history, Blue Monday, you hitting that home run.
Great name.
You're also a part of one of the iconic moments in baseball history. And of course, you were playing with the Chicago Cubs at the time. You're in right field. The Cubs happen to be in Dodger Stadium. And I know it's a story you've told a lot, and I never get tired of hearing it. And there's a beautiful piece of art here kind of commemorating that moment. You snatched the flag out of the hands of a couple of guys that were out there to burn the flag, and you became a legend of Dodger baseball as a Cub at that moment.
It was kind of weird. I was only about, I think it was 5 years removed from serving the Marine Corps Reserve program when it happened. And there had already been a pitch thrown in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the visiting team, I'm in center field, and you can hear something that's just out of whack. You understand if somebody's in your office.
Oh, yeah.
That feels your office.
Yes.
And you get a sound that's coming from an area that shouldn't be coming from.
That didn't belong there, right.
Yeah. And so that was my first alert, and I was mad because they're on the field. Well, guys that come on the field before, is it because they don't like you? They're trying to win a bet, or they're drunk, whatever it may be. And I saw that one of them had something under his arm, and he spread it out like it was going to be a picnic blanket, and it proved to be an American flag. And I was angry. It was the way I was brought up, reinforced, obviously, by 6 years of Marine Corps Reserves. But then I saw that somebody had something shiny. It was a big can of lighter fluid. I mean, the big can of lighter fluid. And the wind blew the first match out. And James Rourke took the photo, and he was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize, that the guy thought he was putting the second match to the flag. And that's when I scooped it up. They can't burn it if they don't have it. And my question was, at that instant, is it on fire? Because I could feel the moisture from the lighter fluid. And Tommy Lasorda was not yet the manager of the Dodgers. He was the third base coach. So I took the flag and took it in, gave it to Doug Rao, a left-handed pitcher with the Dodgers who came out of the third base dugout, and Tommy Lasorda passed me, saying just about everything that a longshoreman might utter on a bad day. So it was a few weeks later, the Dodgers came in, and I requested that flag, and Peter O'Malley made sure that Al Campanis presented me with that flag. And it's something that very proud to have. And my wife, Barbara Lee, and I, we go around the country and use this flag as kind of promotions for and to raise money for military charities. So the very symbol that they were attempting to desecrate that afternoon at Dodger Stadium still has a life to it. And we've been able and been privileged enough to touch some lives and help people.
I'm having one of those moments, Travis. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that was you? Yeah. I've seen that a million times. That was you.
Yeah, that's when I could run real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, you can relate to that when you see video.
Yes.
Things. Well, we go back even before a video where you do the flashcards.
The flip book.
Yeah, the stick figures.
That's awesome.
You can do it that way too.
Rick, I've always wanted to ask you this. It's the first time I've ever had the opportunity to meet you, and I'm a baseball card guy. And they had this series, I think it was in 1985, where they had all the number 1 draft picks. They recreated their original baseball cards. Not only were you the first pick in the draft, you were the first pick in the first draft.
Yeah.
Like in 1965, before there wasn't a draft where you kind of went around, you were the first pick in the first draft.
The very first pick.
First pick.
Wow.
Well, now they cover it live on both radio and television. Back when I was drafted, Pony Express went through and dropped off the mail and said, hey. But we were actually in the College World Series at Rosenblatt Stadium. We were in uniform at Arizona State. We were in uniform down the right field line waiting for a game to be completed, and then we were going to play that night. We eventually won the College World Series, but that night, how we found out about it, we knew what time. I had been told, hey, you're going to be the number one pick. Nobody understood really how it was going to work.
Wow.
What if you didn't want to sign with that team? Because in the past, you could sign with any team. And I came close to signing with the Dodgers years and years earlier out of Santa Monica High School when Tommy Lasorda was a scout. He had my mother and I to dinner, and 3 different times he had a contract in front of my mom. My mom was single parent, had pen in hand the first time because we were big Dodger fans growing up in Santa Monica. She had the pen in hand and put it down and said, no, Rick needs to go to college. If he gets injured, if he can't make it, he has something to fall back upon. Tommy took the contract back, crossed out the number, put it in front of her again. She had pen in hand the second time, about to sign it, put it down. He's going to go to college. And Tommy took the contract back the third time, put a number in. My mother would have to work for years in order to reach that number. And my mother said, nope, I'm not negotiating. This is Rick's future. So I wound up going to Arizona State and then eventually come back to the Dodgers in Tommy's first year as the full-time manager. But if we look at that first draft, nobody knew really how it was going to work. Because in the past, the only way you could get out of a contract was either get traded, quit, or pass away.
Right.
Yeah, the 3 options.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rick Monday here, of course, a longtime member of the Dodger broadcast team. We talked about 2 iconic moments as well. Rick, it's a real pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for doing
Blue
this.
Monday.
Good to see you. This guy to my left, we tried to bring him in when he was wet behind the ears, and we saw something that was kind of special inside Oral Hershiser, the way that he prepared, the way that he paid attention, and he came on, and we knew that he was going to fit into the fold of the team, which doesn't always happen.
Sure.
But this guy to my left has represented himself and obviously created a wonderful career. And this is, you look at this event.
It's amazing.
This event really kind of symbolizes what Oral did in his major league career. Very well planned out, understood what was going to happen. He reminds me a lot of Don Sutton because Sutton would actually hold a press conference with the media the day he was going to pitch.
Really?
Normally, the starting pitcher, and normally the starting pitcher, you just wait and say hello twice tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, instead of, but that was not the case. But the Bulldog, we give him a lot of grief only because we love him.
Mo's been a mentor of mine since the very beginning, and it's never been a dull moment, and it's never been not a life lesson.
Nor will it be a dull moment.
And it continues to be my mentor as I sit here and having the moment like you.
That's awesome.
You're the guy.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it a great deal. We'll come back with the voice of the Dodgers, Joe Davis, coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. About my friends at NextGen heating, airing, plumbing, and air conditioning right here in SoCal, the number one choice of SoCal sports fans. And right now, they are offering you an $88 air conditioning tune-up to all of the ESPN LA listeners. All you have to do is call 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3 NEXGEN, and let them show you what customer service is all about. Let them show you their expertise in not just air conditioning and heating, but plumbing as well. You got that slow sink in your laundry room, in your kitchen, one of the bathrooms. They're going to take care of that for you. They're going to make sure that you get exactly what you want at an incredible price and customer service that you are going to remember forever and ever and ever. You're going to tell all of your friends about it as well. So if you've got any issues in any of those departments, NextGen is the place to go. 833-3-NEXGEN. That's 833-3-NEXTGen and nextgenairandplumbing.com.
Is it time? Hey guys, double down with me in my first ever $10,000 blackjack tournament. It's going to happen on June 6th at the Bicycle Casino. You know it, the Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a live broadcast from 3 to 6. But when you walk in, I want you to say, double down with Cappy. You go to the Players Reward Desk and you get your free entry into the tournament, which is going to start at 7 o'clock that night. Remember, it's June 6th. Double down with Cappy is going to get you a free entry into the tournament, which you're going to need to get because I'm telling you, this thing's going to fill up real fast. Live radio, real cards, big prizes, very limited seats. So lock yours in now. RSVP for more information for all the details on the tournament at espnla.com.
To follow Legends Addict on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby, meet Freddie. Game 1 of the World Series.
An iconic moment in Dodger history, an iconic moment in baseball history. The voice you heard right there, of course, none other than the voice of Dodger baseball, the voice of Major League Baseball on Fox as well, Mr. Joe Davis. Joe, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you a great deal.
Of course. Great to be here.
So you're standing right next to me. You can see it. The hair on my arm is standing up again.
Oh, yeah.
I still hear Kirk Gibson's home run and Vin's call back in 1988. I was a junior in high school, and I hear it still, and hair on the back of your neck goes up. Tell me what it's like to have your voice associated with a moment like that.
Yeah, it is. It's what I grew up dreaming of. You know, you grew up dreaming of doing a particular job, and then if you want to get really specific, it's okay. You want to call like a walk-off home run in the World Series or something crazy like that. Crazy enough to be in that chair to actually get the gig that I've dreamt of, and then a moment like that, similar to like Freddie steps into the box, this is the moment he's always dreamt of. Mm-hmm. As he does, me sitting there in the booth, that's the moment that I've always dreamt of. So to have it all line up like that and then hopefully have something that was appropriate for the moment come out, because that's the gig, right? Hoping that you can nail it when it happens. I pinch myself often.
Not only did you nail it when it happened, but DeMarco's heard me say this 100 times about Scully's call in 1988. If you said, hey, guys, I'm going to give you 2 weeks to come up with the perfect thing to say in this moment, you're not doing better than Vin Scully did, right?
Right.
And we all know the call. I would say the same thing about what you said. And obviously, play-by-play guys are notorious. They prepare. They try to think about as many different situations as they can. But then it happens. Take me through the process of, okay, it's an extra inning game. It's the New York Yankees. It's a walk-off home run. It's a left-hand. It's all of these similarities that are kind of lining up like it did in 1988. Do you have an idea if there's a base hit, I kind of want to go here. If there's a home run, I kind of want to go there. Or is it just it happened and it comes out?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I had obviously watched the Dodgers all year and for years. And then more important than that, we had the Dodgers whole postseason run on Fox. So we had been watching Freddie Freeman all month limp around. And it's easy at that point to start thinking, hey, could he have his Kirk Gibson moment at some point here in the postseason? Not thinking game 1 of the World Series, you hit a walk-off home run. Even if that was going to be a game-winning hit in the bottom of the 8th or something in the division series, you could make that comparison. Oh, here's a Dodgers star who's overcome an injury to have a big hit. So you're thinking about it every day, and then it becomes game 1 of the World Series. And it's like, okay, and he comes up in that spot, and it's like, oh, gosh, like this couldn't really be happening, could it? And then what really did it for me was the flight of the ball is the same flight of the ball we've all seen a million times. Anytime we've seen that clip, it looked exactly the same, and all those things came together, and that's what came out.
We just met that ball not too long ago, right? It's right there. Yes,
right
that
there.
one right there. And I cannot believe the Gibby ball Still hasn't been found
It's
yet.
lost to history.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's
But
gone.
take me here right now as we were listening to that. You went stone face. Everybody in the room, hair stood up. Where did your mind go listening to that?
It doesn't get old for me either. It's cool, man. Like the kid in me still is like, gosh, I can't believe that actually happened. I got to call it. Like, really, I will never lose that. I'll never lose that perspective of being the kid who dreamt of doing exactly this and now somehow getting to do it.
Yeah, day one, you said you dreamed of doing this.
As soon as you start saying I want to be this or that when I grew up,
Yeah.
I knew.
Who were your guys you looked up to, listened to, emulated?
I grew up in Michigan, and I grew up a Cubs fan. You'll have to forgive me. It was a long time ago.
You're okay. Yeah.
So I grew up listening to, when I was really young, Harry Carey.
Okay, yeah.
And then Chip Carey. His nephew took over for him. Len Casper after him. Pat Hughes, the Cubs radio guy, is, I think, one of the greatest ever. He's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, still doing it. Joe Buck was the one calling all the biggest games when I was a kid, and really up until the time I took over the World Series, I took over for Joe. So that's another crazy one where I grew up being like, wow, how cool would it be to call the World Series like Joe Buck, to going to Fox as a young guy and getting to meet him, and he became a wonderful mentor to me, to him deciding to leave Fox to go to ESPN, and that being what opened the spot for me to come in and take the job.
Wow. Best piece of advice?
Man, he's so many. I think probably just a lot of more like the mental and the mindset side of, in that job, everybody thinks you hate their team. Okay?
Wow.
So true.
I'm so glad you said that.
True.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's like, and especially in this situation where people in New York know I'm the Dodger guy, so it's added ammo for them to think that I hate the Yankees, even though we want nothing more than the Yankees to be in the World Series, because the Yankees are going to rate. That's good for baseball. It's good for Fox, right? But everybody always thinks you hate their team, and I guess most of our conversations, not most, but when you're talking advice, probably the biggest thing is just, like, you can't win, so don't spend too much time worrying about what people think about you, because it's, like, what good is that going to do?
Not going to change their minds either.
No, exactly.
Yeah, they're going to think what they want to think. Joe
Right.
Davis, the voice of the Dodgers, joining us here at Legends Attic, celebrating the 1-year anniversary. The Freddie Freeman Grand Slam ball sitting on the table here in front of us as well. You mentioned it. It's a dream come true. You get to call the World Series. You get to call the All-Star Game. You get to call a walk-off home run in the World Series. You also call NFL football for Fox. You've done a whole bunch of different things. Is there something that you haven't gotten to do yet that you'd still like to do? Is there another big event that is on your bucket list?
Honestly, I've gotten to the point where, and that's been something where I've had to do some soul searching and some reflection, because it's like you have these dreams. I somehow got to live them really quickly. So I'm, doing the World Series at 34, 35, and a little bit of it is like, okay, now what? Right? Because there really isn't another tangible goal that I had that I wanted to accomplish. So it's more just been finding out ways within the gigs that I have, which I don't want anything else. I'd love to do this job forever, love to do the World Series forever, find ways within those jobs to improve and to push myself each day, and see how I can make it more about, like, the whole. And as opposed to me trying to get the next gig and trying to climb the ladder, how can I do a better job at bringing people joy when they're sitting at home listening, and how can I provide a distraction from whatever somebody's going through on a day, because baseball's there every day, and it's an opportunity, I think, for us, and a responsibility for us to, no matter what's going on in our day or no matter how big the game is, to make it fun and make it something that people can enjoy.
We just heard that. I mean, it connects families. It connects people. And your voice will do that. But I just thought, like, it's a great gig, and you're great at what you do, but how lucky are you that you get to kind of chronicle Shohei Ohtani?
Oh, man. You ain't kidding. It's I don't remember who I was talking to. Somebody from New York was asking just in terms of, like, where he stood. And he's in his own world in terms of aura. Obviously, what he does on the field, he's in his own world. But I mean, there's some big time players in that clubhouse, and that I get to be around during NFL coverage. Nobody has that aura. Part of it is his physical presence. He's
such
huge.
a big guy,
right?
Yeah.
And that's a starting point to it. But there's an aura and a glow about the guy that is different than anything I've ever been around. Even more of a glow and an aura than Oral.
Wow.
So
that's impossible. That's impossible.
DeMarco,
Yeah.
you said impossible, and you know what I'm going to say
I know.
next. You know exactly what I'm going to say
Come on.
next.
I made a bet.
We've been talking about this for a while, and the next for Shohei, right? So 50-50 last year. You win the World Series. Pitching, obviously, for the Dodgers for the first time is still something that we're anxious to see. And we were thinking, like, okay, once he's back healthy, doing his thing, hit for the cycle and win the game on the mound the same day.
Ooh.
Like, because
can't be done.
He's hit for the cycle. He's won. They just need to, and I'm not saying it's easy, but that's even a realm of possible. DeMarco insists it's impossible.
The bet
I do
is
not.
if he does it, I will do a show naked.
Wow.
That cannot
Good Lord,
be.
I hope he never does it.
Right. I mean, come on. That would be like the end of baseball if that guy is that good to dominate by himself a Major League Baseball team.
Well, he did 2 years ago, his last healthy season, a doubleheader in Detroit, hit 2 home runs in one game and pitched a shutout in the second game. So, I mean, the impossible stuff, the superhuman stuff, he does all the time. So, him doing that.
So you're telling me stay in shape?
Yeah. Crunches are your
I mean,
friend.
you get naked. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
Incredible. Oh.
So what do you expect this weekend? Obviously, it's a World Series rematch as far as the teams go. The personnel is a little bit different. The stakes are obviously much different. It's a series at the end of May rather than the World Series. But is there a little something extra?
Yeah.
Dodgers-Yankees always. Take me through what you expect this weekend.
Well, I remember last summer in New York, the environment was different than any other regular season series, and you didn't have the background of the teams having met up in the World Series yet. So now that you have the context of this being a World Series rematch, I think it just adds to that. I think the Yankees are angry with how they looked, with how that Game 5 went. I think they probably feel like they have something to prove. I think the Yankees are fascinating in that they lost Juan Soto, and it seems like they're better, and it seems like a perfect case study of the argument, would you rather have the superstar of superstars or 5 really good players? You know, really good to great players. They went that route because they had to, because Juan Soto chose the Mets. And at this point, it looks like that the answer to that question, which should you have, which would you want to have, would be the depth, because they've been pretty darn good with the 4 or 5 good to great players instead of Soto.
See, I hear the Yankees fans now. He said how they looked, or how the Dodgers called them out for how they looked.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
They didn't like that at all.
Yeah. No.
It's getting any chance this series gets chippy? None. Just
no, I don't think it'd be because of that, but I think that may be one of the little factors, and then the heightened emotions around, like, you're saying, is there anything more to it? Yeah, I think that there's an extra buzz and an extra intensity to it. Maybe you layer all those things, and some stuff happens in Game 1, and somebody gets buzzed by a pitch, and a reason
normal
to get
baseball.
Yeah. By Sunday, sure.
Joe, take me through your relationship with Oral. I know that one of your sons, his middle name is Oral because of your relationship with Oral. And I've read some things where you talked about when you got the job originally, how important it was that you had Oral there with you.
Yeah. I've said to people, because people ask, like, wow, you took over for Vin. How'd you do it? 2 things. The team wins 100 games a year.
Helps.
If they were losing 100 games a year, people would be like, this guy stinks. Get him out of town. It's terrible news he's delivering. They've won 100 games a year, and then Oral. And my relationship with him and everything he did to make me comfortable, everything he did to go out of his way and validate, rubber stamp anything and everything I said on the air, even if it wasn't right, even if it wasn't exactly how it should have been said. He was there to make sure that I was able to gain credibility, with everything I said. So he's as important as any person in my life story, for sure.
Great guy, great mentor, but he will sling hot ones at you all day.
Yeah,
that's how you know. Once he gets after you, he won't.
So, what was going on in your house as a kid where you have the job that you had? Your brother, if I read this right, your brother won an Oscar?
Yeah, I was actually with him last night at a party. Yeah, he won. He moved out here to go to USC Film School.
Okay.
Before I ever had any idea I would be moving out here.
Yeah.
And, he won an Oscar at 25.
Oh, sure. As one does, right?
Crazy.
For
cinematography.
He's a cinematographer, filmmaker.
No way.
Yeah.
What did he win for? Which
documentary short? And he's been a nominee twice more, and he's amazing.
Oh my God.
He used to. So my dad was a high school football coach, and small town, very small production. For filming games, there was a small camcorder, and the head coach had that camcorder. It's just, really small business we're talking here. My brother's first movies were taking that camcorder out into the backyard, and actually the very first time that he took the camcorder out, he dropped it in a little stream behind our house and ruined the camera. It was not a great sign for what his career was going to be like, but he was able to overcome that.
Older brother, younger brother? Who's got the cooler job? Who wins that?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I do.
You think you do?
I'm kind of biased, but they're both pretty good.
Yeah,
They're
no
both
doubt.
pretty good. Our last one before we let you go. We're talking with Joe Davis, the voice of the Dodgers. When you're telling a story on the air, and of course, you're like you mentioned a couple of times that Vin Scully retires, and you come in as the next voice there. And one of the things that Vin Scully was so well known for was being able to tell you these stories that may or may not have anything to do with baseball, and they were always the games, and he's able to keep track of the game perfectly well while he's telling these stories. And I think you do an amazingly good job of that as well as telling the stories. How do you decide when is the time to tell it? How do you tell it? The pacing that you tell it, because it's far more difficult than it looks like or it sounds like.
Yeah, I've studied it. I study storytelling. I go back and listen to myself and critique myself, try to do that once a week, and kind of study those things, because there is no formula, there is no guidebook for how to do that.
Yeah,
I think it's just a feel thing, and I don't know that you're ever going to be perfect if your name's not Vin Scully. So just always trying to get a little bit better at it and time those things out better than I did the game before.
Like, go back and listen to this too.
For sure. On the ride home, yeah.
We'll send you the podcast.
Thank you.
You'll be up to go. Well, like I told DeMarco yesterday, I think the highest compliment that I could pay you is that you stepped into a chair that was impossible to fill, and nobody said a word.
Yeah, you're too kind.
And it was an amazing job, and you continue to do it. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, guys.
Joe
Likewise.
Davis, everybody. We'll come back
Appreciate
more with
you.
Oral Hershiser. Coming up next is Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
DeMarco, meet Joe.
Doing what you love. Hogue Orthopedic Institute.
Hey guys, double down with me in my first ever $10,000 blackjack tournament. It's going to happen on June 6th at the Bicycle Casino. You know it, the Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a live broadcast from 3 to 6. But when you walk in, I want you to say, double down with Cappy. You go to the Players Reward Desk, and you get your free entry into the tournament, which is going to start at 7 o'clock that night. Remember, it's June 6th. Double down with Cappy is going to get you a free entry into the tournament, which you're going to need to get, because I'm telling you, this thing's going to fill up real fast. Live radio, real cards, big prizes, very limited seats. So lock yours in now. RSVP for more information for all the details on the tournament at ESPNLA.com.
That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues. As you know, we've welcomed a new partner here at 710 ESPN, Next Gen. Next Gen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to Next Gen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
Hey. It's pretty hot here.
Aloha.
It's hot.
Howdy, howdy.
Roars. I have not had. I've been just listening to some wonderful stories today. I'm so happy to be here. But we're going to do a hot and cold real quick. We got Oral coming up in about 10 or so minutes to come back and share more of his stories with us. But what's hot is college baseball.
Yeah, let's go.
College baseball's in L.A. We got USC and UCLA competing in, what is it, Super Regionals, correct?
Regionals. Super Regionals are next.
Right,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
So excited to. I'm definitely gonna watch some of the games. I don't know if I'm gonna make it or not.
I was going to ask Rick Monday was on with us a little bit
Yeah.
earlier. He mentioned that he won the College World Series
Yeah.
with Arizona State, and when Rick was in college, Arizona State and USC were like the two heavyweights of college baseball,
Yeah.
just kind of back and
Former
forth.
other school. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was going to ask because Arizona State's playing at UCLA. They play
no way.
UC Irvine tonight in the regional at UCLA, but of course Rick's got to go to work and call a Dodger game. But
there's multiple screens.
The Sun Devils are in town to take on the Anteaters.
How's the approach getting there? If I'm just on a humbug, I want to go watch college baseball.
You can walk right in.
Walk right in.
Well,
not like going to the Rose Bowl, take 3 hours to get in. Just get there.
You'll be fine.
You
That
have to
sounds
buy
like
a
fun.
ticket.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
It could be a spur of the moment.
Oh heck yeah, we may just take a right. Yeah,
So
let's
we got,
go.
for sure.
We got great college baseball coming up over the weekend. What's cold is just because they were able to ice out the Pacers last night. We got the Knicks
Kept it going.
keeping the series alive. Hopefully, we'll get a game
Pull the
7.
plug.
Honestly, if the NBA wants ratings, you make
I'm
Game
just
7.
saying that the Pacers better win Game 6.
You know,
you do not want that going back to the Garden.
Give the Knicks credit. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you this, basketball in particular, we all have personal doghouses for a guy, right? Karl Anthony Towns was in my doghouse.
Yeah.
He is playing his way out of it.
He was terrific last
There
night.
was a time when I was on Shaq's side and not Kobe's.
Yeah.
There was a time when I hated Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
And then I started to appreciate it. Maybe if this guy pulls this off with New York, I don't know. New York's just not going away.
I'm just saying that an OKC Indiana final is, if I'm a television executive, is not getting my socks to roll up and down.
Yeah.
And if you've got the New York Knicks that are the only other option,
yeah.
I'm just saying. Not saying, I'm just saying. Who's Hot, Who's Cold is brought to you by NextGen, the official AC Heat and Plumbing Company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN or nextgenaaronplumbing.com. Oral, you've outdone yourself today, my friend. You've really kind of rolled out some heavyweights today. Okay, Ben, can we turn on Oral's mic, please?
There you go.
There we go. Let's see. I don't know. Try that one. No, I don't know. We need to pot Ben up. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Now we're all set.
What a great engineer you have. His
There
name
he
is DeMarco.
Oh, whatever. Come on.
There we go. There we go.
There we are.
Kidding.
We're in there.
So my wife, you were talking about, my wife has a birthday, right? Like everybody has a birthday. Well, she has a birthday month.
Oh, sure.
So because of all
Familiar.
these guests and how great this 1-year anniversary is, I think we should have a 1-year anniversary month. We should just keep bringing people in. And
I'm with that.
this
Let's
is
go.
very exciting because we're going to continue to branch out. I mean, you guys have heard, if you're a listener for a long time, but if you only had a 10-minute commute, you didn't know that Peter O'Malley was on, Joe Davis was on, Jaime Jarrin is on, Rick Monday's on, myself. Sax, he was on. So it's a big, fun day here at Legends Attic, and it's been a great, warm, welcome crowd. I mean, when we walk from one place to the other is amazing. And the people are so friendly and so nice. So
Well, or I'm not trying to put you on the spot here at all, but
Go ahead.
it's a testament to you that everybody's willing to take time out of a Friday to come out here and spend time with you and come on the air with us because you've asked them to do it. And it's a credit to you that these type of folks are willing to donate their time and energy to come support you.
I appreciate that very much, and I think it's a credit to our team now too, because when we started this a year ago, it was all about the experience of the people that were coming, the fans that wanted to see things, and the customers that wanted to buy some things. But it also is a testament to the people that we invited that are so quote unquote celebrities or athletes, that they had an amazing experience, and that was what I was trying to impart to our team, that guys, this is all about the experience for these people. I want you to treat them like I wanted to be treated. They're going to show up on time. They're going to leave when we tell them they can leave. They're going to be responsible for the things that we've asked them to be responsible for while they're here, but they're going to have a fun time, and it's not going to be an autograph where they just kind of whip at it and just hand it and the people move on. I want them to have an experience. I want the fans to have an experience. I want it to be memorable.
Well, mission accomplished today.
No doubt.
That is for sure. You got another.
You're not going anywhere, right?
No, I ran over here because I heard you guys were having a tough time.
I got some questions. Yeah.
DeMarco's got questions. That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN, live from Legends Attic.
Next Gen, the official air conditioning, heating, plumbing, and electrical team of SoCal sports fans. You know Next Gen for their incredible air conditioning and heating service.
Hey guys, double down with me in my first ever $10,000 blackjack tournament. It's going to happen on June 6th at the Bicycle Casino. You know it, the Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a live broadcast from 3 to 6. But when you walk in, I want you to say, double down with Cappy. You go to the Players Reward Desk and you get your free entry into the tournament, which is going to start at 7 o'clock that night. Remember, it's June 6th. Double down with Cappy is going to get you a free entry into the tournament, which you're going to need to get because I'm telling you, this thing's going to fill up real fast. Live radio, real cards, big prizes, very limited seats. So lock yours in now. RSVP for more information for all the details on the tournament at espnla.com.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Hey, John Ireland here, Laker fans. Meet Pro Baller Energy, the official energy drink of the Lakers. It's a natural, healthier alternative packed with ultra-premium ingredients like organic agave, electrolytes, essential B vitamins, natural caffeine, and it's NSF Sport certified. It fights fatigue, sharpens focus, and supports your immune system so you stay locked in longer without the crash. Grab the limited edition Lakers can and rep the team in style. Pro Baller Energy. Champions choose clean energy.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Continuing from beautiful Claremont, California, a gorgeous Friday morning, soon to be afternoon at Legends Attic right here on Foothill Boulevard. The 1-year anniversary of Legends Attic. We had the Freddie Freeman Grand Slam ball that was on the table. Valued it last time it was sold a little over $1.5 million. It's the first time I've ever laid my eyes on a $1.5 million item, and that's not the most expensive thing that's here today. There's a Lou Gehrig jersey as well. Just another great day here at Legends Attic, Oral.
Awesome.
I would never pay $1.5 million for a home run ball, but a no-hitter ball as a pitcher, I would pay.
Would you really? I'm just looking at all this, and how do I say this? Not a fraud. So people talk about you and your attention to detail and how you prepared all your teammates, and here you are. A lot of athletes want to do stuff like this, but here you are. How did that begin? I don't want to make this this is your life moment.
I think
how did
it begins with great partners.
Yeah.
With Eddie Alzado and
for you.
Mike Capozio. How did this all?
How did you begin to be that guy to grow into this?
Growing up a Dodger and learning from the O'Malley family, learning how the Dodger organization was run. I think when you're a suspect, not a prospect, you don't expect to be there every day. You could lose your job at any time. And, I was a guy who got cut from my high school team till my junior year, didn't really make an impact on my college team till my junior year. So I was always the guy that wanted to get somewhere. And when you want to get somewhere and you're not getting what you want, you're looking for ways to get better. And so everything I do in life, I'm looking for ways to get better at it. I'm not real good self-starter. I'm a real good observer and then seeing how to make it better.
Observe and then pounce.
Yeah, I try.
Okay.
And really be into details. Details are the whole key, because if you're getting the details right, then you're getting the general consensus of things right.
Oral, you said at the beginning of that answer that growing up a Dodger, and there – For a long time, there were like organizational identities, that the Cardinals had an identity. The Baltimore Orioles had an identity. The Dodgers very clearly had an identity. do teams still have that, or now is it we're going to spin it like this, we're going to launch it at this angle, and we're just going to try to turn the math into a team? Do organizations have identities the way that they used to?
I think they do. I think that there's investment in the data research. I think there's investment in your coaching staff. I think there's an investment in the mental skills side of the game, investment into your facilities and all the different things. You know, the Dodgers dug out and made a 3-story clubhouse and batting cages and everything.
2 planes.
I think one of the things that creates your identity once you get to all those assets is the ability for people to communicate and then buy in. And I think the Dodgers have mastered that. They have mastered the buy-in. They have mastered how to treat people and get them to buy in quickly. They have mastered the rumor mill throughout all of professional baseball that if you go and become a Dodger, they will make you better.
Yeah.
And there is no better thing for an A-type personality, a guy that wants to be a big leaguer for a long time, a guy who wants to turn his career around, a guy who wants to get better and he's going to be a free agent. Teoscar Hernandez, look at Michael Conforto right now, all the different Max Muncy, Chris Taylor, who just left us. I mean, I'm talking about guys that have kind of been cast off in some ways.
Justin Turner.
Yeah. They come to L.A. and they get better. And now that permeates Major League Baseball. So it's really a great way to be a Dodger and the Dodger way to play baseball.
And the second question is about your ring. So you have one that you earned as a player in 1988, and this is one that you were given?
Yeah, it's a gift from the organization. Yeah. The broadcast team got it.
Yeah.
Our producer of the TV shows where the fans have enjoyed it got that. I'm sure the producer of the radio shows. So there's a different level. And my ring doesn't open up like the player ring and the ownership ring at the top, but it is the same exact exterior of it. I haven't checked to see if these are real diamonds or not, but
I like your chances.
Yeah,
I probably.
But it's
a
fantastic gift, and thank you for being part of a championship year. But yeah, the '88 ring, the one you actually earn on the field, is very special. I mean, there's a gentleman that's in the Baseball Hall of Fame that only wears his Hall of Fame ring because he is upset that so many people got a championship ring. And that gentleman has said that publicly, so I can mention his name. His name is Reggie Jackson.
Oh, no way.
Oral.
Reggie wears his Hall of Fame ring.
One guess to guess who that was. Hand to God, I would have guessed Reggie.
You understand
I love
what he means,
Reggie.
though.
I love Reggie.
Yeah.
I would have loved to play with him. I would have loved to have been his teammate. He's a fantastic man, but I understand he has standards that are very precise, and it's probably why he became the big leaguer that he was and was able to perform in an area, New York, as much as he did, right?
Yeah.
And deal with the Billy Martin controversies.
Yeah, right.
He had focus.
Yeah,
he definitely had focus.
He can lock in.
He did.
I just always felt weird about the Super Bowl ring. Like, I'm holding this ring like, yay, they won. And there's Witt. There's the guys who actually did it, sweat blood for it. I didn't do anything but talk.
Yeah.
You know, I feel weird wearing it.
You feel differently about the one you won.
The one I won that's the one
I was getting dressed to come here this morning at 6:30 in the morning. I live out in Pasadena. I'm coming out here to Claremont on Foothill, and I'm about to get like my socks out, and that's where I had the ring. I was hiding it behind some socks. I didn't think anybody would look in your sock drawer for this. so I said to my wife, who was still in bed, you know, I'm up to work.
Sure.
No, right. Just kidding. So I said, do you think I should take the ring? She goes, for sure, you got to take the ring. The fans are going to want to see it. Mm-hmm. And so my other rings, I've had, you know, the Indians, we have 2 American League Championship rings. I've got 3 All-Star rings, and I've got the 88 Championship ring. And I'll go to schools at times back in the day and speak to the whole school. And I'll bring all the rings. And in the assembly room or the gymnasium where I'm speaking, I pass the rings out to all the kids.
Oh, wow.
And the teachers all run for the doors. So nobody gets out. And I'm like, stop it. I trust these kids.
It's okay.
When you guys are done looking at it, you bring it back. After the assembly, after the speech, you see these little fifth graders and third graders and kindergartners bringing it up like it is a piece of like whatever. They are so special, and you get all of them back. And that moment, I hope, is a moment for them that somebody that was in front talking to us trusted us enough with this, and we brought it back, and it is a great life example for them.
Now go get your own.
Yeah. Go get one.
Go earn yours.
Oral, obviously, you know, it's we're not even at the halfway point of the season, and there's a long way to go, and guys heal, and the team in October hopefully will look different than what it looks like right now.
Yeah.
There is not 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4 or 5, but there's like 8 important arms that are currently unavailable. If a number of the starters, let's say Glasnow, Snell, Sasaki, and that Yamamoto continues to pitch well and he's healthy, and you have this, dare I say, surplus of starting pitchers, Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, whoever it may be.
Right.
And Shohei is also a part of this. Clayton, of course. Is there a way, a path where Shohei Ohtani pitches out of the bullpen at the end of the season?
Wow, that's interesting. There is, if Shohei says that he could do it in a health way, that would be part of the equation. It could be an innings thing. Yep. I think a lot of this he has been ready. I've watched so many side works, even from last year during the World Series. I thought he could have pitched if we'd have needed him. But I think they're just building this up, knowing how many innings, how many outings they want him to have so he can come back from this surgery successfully. And you have to come back from this surgery successfully because how important his bat is.
Sure. Because
if there's an arm injury and now he can't hit, you lose 2 factors. And you lose one major factor that we know he's on pace to hit another 60 home runs. So you have to make sure that this rehab has the biggest and best risk reward that it's going to be successful.
What's more taxing on your body physically, to pitch an inning 2 or 3 times a week, or to go out there and pitch 5 innings once a week?
Well, 5 innings, it might be a close with your 2 or 3.
Okay.
But a 7 or 9 innings would be probably more taxing because you get to the point in fatigue as far as the risk of injury. And injury usually happens because the muscles don't fire in the correct order. They don't fire in the correct order because you're tired, and now there's compensatory movements between your right leg and your left leg, which puts torque on your back. Now your back's not functioning. Now it puts more stress on your shoulder. Now your shoulder's not functioning as well. Now it puts stress on your arm and your elbow. So there's all these things that are trying to come together. The same thing you deal with every day in any athletic movement, but fatigue is the first thing that probably comes in. And it doesn't mean you're not in shape. It just means what you're doing is so repetitive and you're doing it the same exact way that, building that endurance is the last thing that comes in a rehab, right?
Right.
Right. The first thing you can get back is usually flexibility. The second thing you can get back is strength. The last thing you can get back is endurance.
Doing it over and over.
And that's why rehab takes so long. Even when you feel good, the number one quote is, we'll see how he feels tomorrow.
Right. And we're not going to get to see him on a minor league assignment, too, because he's not just a pitcher. He's the number 1 offensive threat in the entire league. So it's not like, hey, go down there for a week and get right on the mound. We need you up here every single night.
Yeah, and I think he's been quoted, and I think we know around the organization that he's not going to need to go to the minor leagues. No. I mean, and what a zoo that would be.
Oh, my God.
He will get his work at the big league level, and he will then pitch in a big league game. I do not see him going to AAA or AA or something to rehab.
If Shohei Ohtani took flight, I wouldn't be surprised. Like if he actually took off like Superman, I wouldn't be shocked.
They would have to move the minor league game to a big league stadium.
Probably.
And they would sell out still.
So just a question. How does a guy like Mookie Betts or Freddie Freeman or anyone else become an MVP with Shohei being Shohei? Is that possible? If he's the guy, if he actually improves upon what he did last season, is there a way for someone else to be MVP of the Dodgers when he's that guy?
I don't know how it works in football, and you'd be able to explain this, but in baseball, we statistics are going to bear out where the votes go. Where in football, there might be some prejudice one way or another that it's a quarterback over a running back or a running back over a wide receiver. Where in baseball, I think those stats, even within the same team, you will be able to see that Mookie had 40 home runs, Shohei had 59, but Mookie drove in this many, and Mookie played a harder position because he played shortstop, and Shohei was the DH. And I think the equation would work its way out for the voters. Would it be close? I think it could be close. Could you steal votes from each other on the same team, and then somebody from another team win it because of that? Yeah, but I think, I don't know. How does it work in football, you think?
Quarterback.
There's some
Me
prejudice.
and JB were talking about this last night. Eric Dickerson ran for 2,000 yards in '84 and was not the MVP.
Yeah.
It was Marino. They took the quarterback. 5,000 yards back then, but the quarterback gets the nod. So it makes sense, but
I think we had a little prejudice. I mean, Kirk Gibson deserved the MVP, but Darryl Strawberry had a pretty good year that year out in New York.
Yeah.
And there was some weighty cities there going after it. So it's. I think it's an interesting question. I think the good thing, it'll be good around the coffee pot, around the water cooler, and that makes sports so much fun.
One more thing. Good. I want to ask you. We got Joe Davis's opinion, and he says I should stay in shape. Is it possible
what are you saying?
For Shohei Ohtani to actually go out and be the pitcher of record and hit for the cycle in the same game?
Oh, yes, it's definitely possible.
Gosh.
Definitely
I tried to tell him, Earl. He didn't want to listen to me.
It is so definitely
Hopefully he'll
possible.
listen to you.
But here's the hard part about that. He's not going to pitch every day, but he could, if he was in relief, be the pitcher of record, get the W with one inning or one batter of work, and it's on the day that he hits the cycle. So if I'm Dave Roberts and the season is not in balance, and Shohei is hit for the cycle in the 7th inning, I got to figure out a way for him to get the W, but it's probably, if he hits for the cycle, they're way ahead, so somebody else is getting the W. So it is going to be hard. I would say you have to hit for the cycle on a day where he was the starting pitcher, went 5, and they were ahead when he came out. And,
I should have talked to you first. Can I renege on this bet?
Do you not trust me that much?
I
I talked you on the spot.
You didn't explain it like that. I would have said no.
I think it's a good bet on your side. I would probably take your side that it won't happen.
Okay.
And I think the odds are probably, close to 100 to 1. I mean, because it's just the equation is hard to work out.
Still too close.
How many times has he hit for a cycle? We'd have to look
once.
it up. Okay, he's hit for once. Okay, my God. It might be 1 in a million.
I feel confident.
But I don't think anybody booked the bet.
Statistically, it's probably 1 in a million. But the thing that guy can't do is nothing's 1 in a million for him. On a baseball field, when it comes to doing a thing on a baseball field, he seems to always rise his level. Like last year, he shows up, first year in a Dodger uniform, 50-50. Sets the record for Dodger home runs in a single season. He comes back the next year, he might hit 60 home runs.
See, I don't believe in rise to the occasion. So
you do not?
No.
Why not?
Not even close.
Either you got
because Noel, I think there's a mental skill for the moment, and I think there's some people that have it. I think that there's a physical skill over the course of time that he is that good a player, so he has better odds of succeeding in that moment because of ability and mental skill, so he's going to do it more often. I think that equation is got an easier, outcome. Whereas you take a utility player that hits a home run in a key moment, and that's the only hit, Bucky Dent, that he has the key hit.
Bucky,
okay, low on ability, effing Dent, but lower on ability, not a home run hitter. How many times is it going to be up in the moment? It's like the equation's different. So I don't really believe I really believe that the best players in the world in the moment are the same.
Yeah, they don't.
That most people go down in the moment, and I think the best players don't rise. They just look like they're rising because everybody else drops.
Good philosophy.
Derek Jeter's numbers in the postseason to the regular season, they're indistinguishable from one another.
And if you listen to interviews about Derek Jeter and dealing with pressure, he takes it all the way back to practice and doing it exactly the same. The first at bat in spring training, the first reps at ground balls during practice, as that he will do in the pregame of World Series game, and he will do the same thing stepping into the box, the same balance, the same everything.
I'm not going faster; they're going slower.
That's what I
like
see,
that.
and I look for that in those big games back when I could play. I look for how they are on the bench. I look for what's going on during BP. I look for what's going on in the on-deck circle when they're getting ready. I look for how they step into the box because they're telling me something about their mental state.
Speaking of mental state, when you look at the struggles that Tanner Scott has had of late, and he's obviously a very talented guy. He's had success in the major leagues. It's not like he doesn't know how to pitch at this level. It's not like he hasn't had success at this level, but he's going through a patch right now where it's just not working.
Yeah.
Is that one of those things as an athlete, and DeMarco, you've been in this too as well, like, I know it's going to come back. I know how to do this. I'm just in a spot where it's just not happening. Maybe it's a physical reason or whatever it may be. But at the same time, we're all human, and it's like, what happened? Like, what's going through your mind when you're struggling like he is?
There is no sense of time. Time is like, this is terrible. And you don't sit there and go, your friends, your teammates, they come up, they encourage you, hey, don't worry, hang with them. It'll get better soon. You're going to get out of this. It's like I'm in a bad place. And when you're in a bad place, there is no time. The only time that energy has to bring you is I'm going to go work on it. I'm going to learn from this difficulty. I'm going to take this mental state of mind and I'm going to turn it into something where it's going to help me. And so it's really about, for me, it was about execution thinking, not result thinking. If you're in a slump, it's result.
Yeah.
You're in a slump because of result. Wow. Right?
Absolutely.
So if you're thinking about the result and how to turn the result around, I think you're wrong because it's. I want to think about how did I execute? Why did the results turn out like this? And what can I do to going back to execution to get better at it?
That makes perfect sense. And then I hit a line drive at the second baseman and I'm 0 for 30.
It's
like I executed perfectly.
But you got to go. I won the moment as far as execution. But if you go on results, you're still in a slump.
Yeah.
I will never play poker with you ever. Yeah, like you said.
I want to play with Canseco, apparently. I didn't. Now I just got to find a way to find myself at the poker table with Jose Canseco.
You might go, oh, wow, I can't believe how he broke that down. I had to break this stuff down like this because I didn't have the same ability as those guys on that field.
Yeah.
You walk onto a field where people have more ability. They're bigger, stronger, faster. They shaved before me. They drove before me. Girls thought they were cute before me. All these different things.
Superpower goes,
you got to go out there and you got to figure out how to win within that culture.
Yeah.
But once that superpower goes, you don't know how to pitch. You don't know how to play. You're not,
and that's what a career is made up of: long hot streaks and short cold streaks. Then you have a long career.
Right.
If you have long cold streaks and short hot streaks, you're going to have a short career.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is to figure out a way to have long hot streaks.
Mm-hmm. You got another segment in you? Or do you got to go to work inside? I don't know what you got.
Yes,
I have a
you
lot.
need.
Look, Oral, you know my deal. I'm going to keep firing questions until we get
what
up
time
and
is
walk
it?
away.
11:18.
I haven't even brought up Paul Skeens yet.
If Eddie or Mike pulls me away, you don't have me. If not, you have me.
I got you. We're going to continue the conversation with Oral Hershiser. We're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Legends Attic right here on Foothill Boulevard in Claremont. An absolutely beautiful day with some incredible memorabilia and some incredible guests as well, courtesy of Oral Hershiser and the folks here at Legends Attic. We continue. Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
We are having a blast out here at Legends Attic hanging out. But let me tell you this. Have you ever had to deal with chafing? If you have, you're not alone. I have something that will help you. Highlands Chafing Relief. I always keep it on deck. This stuff has been a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder. Stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, you're not alone, like I said. Highlands Chafing Relief soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. So whether you're running, riding, hiking, pitching, playing football, what have you, construction work, or just dealing with the heat, it's getting hot outside, Highlands Chafing Relief has your back and your thighs and your arms, your upper area, everything. You get the idea. You shouldn't have to stop doing what you love just because of chafing. Trust me, grab some Highlands Chafing Relief and feel the difference. Available today at Walmart and Target.
The road to glory runs through Los Angeles, and ESPN LA is teaming up with Michelob Ultra for an epic FIFA Club World Cup watch party you won't want to miss. Join us this Saturday at Tom's Watch Bar at LA Live as two powerhouse clubs face off for a shot at the world stage. This Saturday, kickoff at 7:30 p.m. Be sure to get there early so you can get your spot. Catch every second on dozens of screens, enjoy giveaways, and sip on ice-cold Ultras. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. And, of course, 710 ESPN. We'll see you this Saturday at Tom's Watch Bar at LA Live.
Ready for a delicious escape? The New Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for only $259 a month, or get 3.99% APR for 72 months. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end June 2nd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Hey, it's Travis. Every legend has a story, and those stories are kept at Legends Attic in Claremont. Legends Attic is the premier sports memorabilia gallery and store that offers a unique blend of rare and iconic collectibles. It's a community for sports fans and collectors, so go check it out for yourself. Legends Attic, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in the city of Claremont. Visit legendsattic.com and be sure to follow Legends Attic on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
We're here at Legends Attic in Claremont, right here on Foothill Boulevard, celebrating the 1-year anniversary of something. If you are a baseball fan, a Dodger fan, a sports fan of any kind, a memorabilia fan, you got to come and check this place out because each time I come through here, DeMarco, what have we been here? Maybe 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
Handful.
Yeah.
There's new stuff every single time. Today it's the Freddie Freeman Grand Slam ball, a game-worn Lou Gehrig jersey, which is just bananas, and you never get tired of coming out here to Legends Attic. Thanks again to our friend Oral Hershiser for having us out here. What do you think of Dalton Rushing so far, what you've seen? I mean, he's been a prospect for a long time, always been highly regarded, but here's his first kind of extended look in the big leagues.
Yeah, I thought he had an amazing young man that's so poised. You know, you just watch him move around a baseball field. You watch him in between innings warming up the pitcher. You watch him on the off days that he's not pitching or catching, and Will Smith is out there. I think that everything is working between the ears, and then you look at the body, and that is a perfect catching body. I mean, it's athletic. It's strong on the lower half. He has an amazing arm. It's an accurate arm. He's already thrown a couple guys out. So, you know, and I like the attitude. Joe had a story about it because Joe mentioned to him after his first game or so. He goes, you know, you had really good plate discipline. And he goes, I don't swing at balls.
Wow.
That's a good rule.
Yeah.
So when a guy capsulizes, you know, a thought right there and an interview with a play-by-play guy for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you just got called up, and I don't swing at balls, I mean, that's that young man has a theory, and he believes it.
At a young age, too, which is really impressive to see. And obviously, him getting at-bats and getting a chance to play is good for him. Right. How much do you think it helps Will Smith just to be able to get off his feet a little bit more? And because he's off to a great start. He's probably going to be the National League All-Star catcher again. Yeah. He's terrific, but over the course of his career, the second half and the first half almost always look different. Not unusual for a catcher, but just letting him get off his feet an extra day a week maybe.
Yeah, and you heard in the Rick Monday interview, he talk about the next generation is coming. So it was sad to see Austin Barnes going. There's such a history there. There's such an impact in the locker room. Even his batting average is below 200 for some reason, there's an impact there and how he can help manage the staff and how he schooled Will Smith through this and was great in that transition. You're not going to see that transition with Dalton Rushing because Will Smith has a 10-year deal.
Right.
He's going to be here for a while. So Dalton is going to be in that role. And, you know, if he performs at a certain level, who knows what's going to happen to his career or what's going to happen to Will. But it's it's a great thing to have those kind of riches.
No doubt. I like
but he has to move up.
You said a strong lower half.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a nice way of saying big butt?
Well, I don't know
lower
because
half.
he's athletic,
like
but yeah.
I'm going to use that from now on.
Strong lower half.
Strong lower half.
I think there's a song about that.
Have a strong lower half.
Yes, give me the big pair of jeans. I have a strong lower half. I like that. But, I mean, how do you
You're
get...
going to make a comeback? You're
I
going to become a
am.
catcher?
Try. I like that. Strong lower half. But how do you do that if you are Dalton Rushing, knowing that you're probably not going to play a lot because of Will Smith?
Yeah, it's an interesting transition to go from an everyday player at AA or AAA and then become a utility player / part-time player at the big league level. And you have to see if the guy can hold it together, because some swings take more maintenance and reps than others. Some minds take longer to develop, and they need to be out there and work through the nerves and work through the pressure and work through the moments and learn the staff and know how to manage it, because you're, as a catcher, you have somebody else's career in your hand too. You have the pitcher's career in your hand too, because it's not just, hit pitch comm and they just called fastball and then you go, okay, it's fastball. There's a rhythm to your positioning as a catcher. There's a rhythm of each pitcher wants a certain thing. There's a height and an angle to the glove that each pitcher wants, depending on what's called and what count you're in. So it's more complicated than, just go back there and catch and push pitch comm, and you got the thing that tells you the hitter's weaknesses and strengths. You'll be fine.
I'm not taking anything away from anybody in the major leagues, because it's the major leagues, but it's not standing in left field.
No,
there's a little more complicated.
It's it's a big reason why catchers end up being big league managers.
Yeah,
because they're already managing a game, and so it's and they're all having an opinion for your pitching coach and for your manager on how's this guy throwing. They're an evaluator. They're a captain. They're a psych evaluator.
Can I ask a super nerdy baseball question?
I'm not a nerd, but go ahead.
What do you make of the catcher's...
What is that?
I think that might have been a backhanded compliment. Yeah.
Okay, you got a strong lower half.
Okay.
Thank you. A big, strong lower half.
The catcher on one knee.
Yeah.
It's
a generational thing.
They all do it now.
Well, they've all decided, not the catchers, but the data department has decided that the lower you get, and the lower your glove starts, that the more strikes you're going to get. And the number of strikes that you can steal or present to the umpire and get him to switch from ball to strike is more important than when somebody's on third or somebody's on second or somebody's on first and you barely can't block a ball. And I understand a little bit, and I probably would understand the data when they show it to you, but it's just, when you come from one generation to the next, it probably drives you crazy.
Well, it was one of the things that a catcher from a previous generation hung his hat on, is the ability to block the ball, the ability to leave the ball right in front of you. I think of Mike Scioscia, one of your teammates, and the ball was never on the backstop. And you were a sinker ball pitcher, and you could throw that pitch knowing you weren't going to get in any trouble, even if you threw the ball in the dirt. And now, guys on one knee, you can't go side to side. And I get you're going to steal a strike or two, but I don't know if it's just a generational thing. But I see those guys on one knee, I'm like,
we had another theory back in our day, right? Because we had two pretty big catchers here. We had Mike Scioscia and Steve Yeager.
Sure.
And we thought putting the glove out where the umpire can see it's over the plate, and then bringing it back and slightly moving and blocking the umpire's view, now you can make the corner wider. Because now when you catch it, he can't see.
He can't see over it.
So we would try and camouflage it sometimes.
Yeah.
Instead of showing it to him. But I still wanted the target. I wanted the target so that the glove would move towards the strike zone to catch it. If the glove is on the corner and the catcher has to do this to catch it and frame it, that movement is probably telling the umpire ball. But if the glove is in the ball, half on, half off in the ball area, and the catcher has to move it a quarter inch this way towards the strike zone, that tells the umpire strike. Same thing with high, same thing with low.
Yeah.
So we want the glove moving towards the strike zone.
Told you it was nerdy.
It was nerdy. No. You know who I was thinking of? Walker Buehler.
Yeah.
That was right down the blank in metal.
He was right, by the way.
He was right.
Yeah.
But the umpire was blocked out because the catcher was coming up to throw the runner out at second. So when the umpire gets blocked out, you either give up the stolen base and stay down and get the strike call, or you take the risk that you block the umpire and you don't get the call.
So what do you get as a pitcher when you know it's a strike and he called it a ball? You get to say what to him? That was a strike, that's it?
No, my nickname from the umpires was the surveyor. So I after the pitch, and I thought it was a strike, I'd just go. So I didn't yell at him, I didn't swear at him, but they were like, "Oral, your nickname is the surveyor."
That's
and
great.
They knew what I thought.
Right.
So as somebody that threw, to the corner, somebody that kept the ball down, somebody that pitched.
Yeah.
And maybe you get an umpire that gives you a little extra, gives you the black and a half, right? Gives you a little more.
Are you talking about the strike zone the Atlanta Braves had most of those years?
No, because that was 2 plates wide. That thing was bananas.
I know. I think Ted Turner was tipping those guys, or something was going on. They were sending in autographed baseballs.
Against the Marlins was one of those guys. Like, I don't even know.
Levon Hernandez.
Yes, I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
That was Cleveland Indians, who I was playing for at the time.
Yeah.
Now they're called the Guardians, and Levon Hernandez and Eric Gregg was the home plate umpire. He had a strong lower half.
He did. Maybe the strongest. maybe the strongest. Quite possibly.
Yeah.
ABS, thumbs up or thumbs down?
I think we're going to get there. I think I don't know. I'll probably have an opinion on which version of ABS, automatic ball strike. Is that what it stands for?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to like the challenge system as long as it's snappy.
Yeah. It seems to be.
If the pitch is that important that they're going to challenge it, and the hitter or the pitcher thinks or the catcher thinks, it's got to be snappy because it's going to be very big moments.
Yeah.
It's going to be big moments.
Time, right?
Well,
all you guys get the call right.
What I have seen them use in the minor leagues, what I saw in spring training most recently, it was fast.
Yeah.
It was the ball came in, the umpire would make a call. If either the pitching team or the hitter wanted to challenge it, they tapped their helmet, and within 10 seconds we had an answer to the question.
Okay.
It was really quick.
Right, but
it works.
But wouldn't you want to spend the time to get it right? I thought every pitch.
But get it right next to the entertainment value.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest problem is the strike zone that's going to be called in the big leagues, the strike zone that's called currently, the strike zone that will be called when we have ABS, and the strike zone that's on TV, all three might be different. So they've got to get those to be so close together. Because you can't have the TV audience saying that and, this, and then the player this. Because the big league strike zone is actually an oval. It is not a rectangle. Because if you think about it, the guaranteed strikes and guaranteed balls are all black and white. You know exactly that they're balls, and you know exactly that they are strikes. The closer you get to the edges, it gets gray. And that gray area forms an oval of black and white. Okay?
That makes sense.
Now when you go to the electronic strike zone, it's going to go back to the rectangle. And so those borderline pitches that are gray are going to either, when they're on the plate, they're going to go 100% pitcher. And if they're slightly off the plate, they used to be gray, they're going to go 100% hitter. So it's different. And we have to get the hitters and the pitchers, but more the hitters, because they're having to make that decision in eighth of a second. Okay, we got to get the hitters trained of what a strike and ball is again.
And being as a pitcher, too, to be able to get that strike that if to a right-handed batter, that one up and away, and that top corner up there.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question between
Is it for
me and
nerds
Travis.
or
No, this is
general
me and Travis
population?
Again. So I'm a decent athlete. I used to be pretty good.
You were a very good athlete.
So
world class.
He said if I stood in there against a major league pitcher and he
Yes.
threw me 100 pitches,
100.
I wouldn't get my bat on the ball once.
I want to clarify one thing.
Yeah.
Not 100 batting practice, but he's trying to get him out.
No, a real.
Yeah, he's trying to throw him pitches to get him out.
100 pitches.
You got
I
no
would be
shot. You got no shot.
to even tap the ball.
Well, if
just
you're going
a
to hold
little
the
bit.
bat out like that, yeah, maybe you could tap it. I think you would foul off a ball every 10 to 15 pitches, foul it off, but you wouldn't get a hit.
I wouldn't get a hit.
No,
I would take
might,
the foul off. Okay.
In 100 pitches, you might hit a ground ball.
Okay. I'm going to guess right once, right? Maybe.
No, you're not going to guess because it
It's
doesn't matter if
going
you guess right.
98 miles an hour.
The vision is it's all about vision and eye-hand coordination. But no, a great athlete in your day, a great athlete. If you told me you played baseball up until your senior year in high school, and then you went to predominantly, football.
Yeah.
And then 4 years later, you played 4 years of college football. And now you're going to say your first year in the NFL, you're going to come and take BP, and somebody's going to throw you legit 10 or 15 big league pitches. I think with a little practice, you would be better than you think. But no, just you have a 10-year NFL career. You're still in your prime physically. You got some aches and pains. You're coming out to a ball field, and we're going to throw you big league pitches. Yeah, you got
I
no
want
shot.
I want to see the look on your face when Paul Skeens throws you a 100-mile-an-hour fastball in the inner half of the plate.
You wouldn't have to worry about the other 99.
Okay,
No,
I
done.
quit.
So here's the question: Are you a better athlete on that day than a big league pitcher that has played in the big leagues all those years and is hitting 050 or 025?
No. Absolutely
well, then
not.
You're going to hit below 025.
Not even close. No.
I like to think of it like this, too. Like when you are in your athletic prime, okay? Yeah. If I said to you, you're going to play left tackle, and DeMarco Farr is going to try to get to the quarterback, can you stop him once?
No chance.
Of course
not.
not. Of course
No
not.
chance.
He's going to steamroll.
What if I guess you're going to use the swim move? And what if I guess you're going to do the bull rush? Or what I guess I don't have the ability to do it.
For a bunt,
no shot.
Come on, no.
Well, you didn't say. You want to square for a bunt? I still think you're missing it.
Come on.
Oh, I'm going to do this. Instead of throwing you a fastball, I'm going to do that. And the ball's going to come in and do this, and you're going to go.
Let's
where
go
to
to the parking lot right now. Come on.
I wish there was a way to gamble on this because I would clean up like I'm playing poker with Jose.
2 years after I retired, so I retired almost to my 42nd birthday. 44 years old. I said I want to raise money for my kid's school, so I auctioned off at bats against me on a ball field, and the guys who bought them were maybe one level of wealth and age, and they would have the high school coach come up and hit off of me.
Ooh,
they were bombing me. They were doing well because at 44 now I'm throwing 82 miles an hour, and it's pretty straight, and then can't really. They hit the ball well.
Wow.
So there is a place where it goes away,
But
as
what
you
an
know.
honor, though, getting the hit off. I would
Pretty
pay
cool.
for that, absolutely, but I'd do it for free right now. Come on, me and you.
No,
One time.
I need a screen.
You need an L screen, yeah.
Screen.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty safe. I think it'd be safe.
You guys
He's got a strong lower half.
Indeed he does.
I like that.
Indeed he does. And hopefully the Ohtani cycle and winning pitcher thing never comes together, and we never have to lay eyes on the lower half.
I got to go to work here at Legends Attic.
All right,
There's other people that need me.
Yes.
We so appreciate you guys coming out and supporting us. We're going to continue to try and get great content and great people here for Legends Attic and for all the fans. But we also love the relationship we have with you, and we thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Good to see
It is
you.
our
Yes,
absolute
sir.
You guys are the
pleasure,
best.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy it.
All right.
Little Factor Cap coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco live at Legends Attic on 710 ESPN.
Are you ready for a...
Hey guys, double down with me in my first ever $10,000 blackjack tournament. It's going to happen on June 6th at the Bicycle Casino. You know it, the Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a live broadcast from 3 to 6. But when you walk in, I want you to say, double down with Cappy. You go to the Players Reward Desk and you get your free entry into the tournament, which is going to start at 7 o'clock that night. Remember, it's June 6th. Double down with Cappy is going to get you a free entry into the tournament, which you're going to need to get because I'm telling you, this thing's going to fill up real fast. Live radio, real cards, big prizes, very limited seats. So lock yours in now. RSVP for more information for all the details on the tournament at espnla.com.
And with thousands of 5-star reviews and a decade of experience, you can trust them for quality service and expertise. NextGen is your whole home comfort provider, offering plumbing, AC, heating, and electrical services. Schedule a visit today and learn all about the benefits of cleaner water and total home comfort. We're talking whole home expertise, financing options, 5-star service, and 7-day-a-week availability. So don't wait. Call right now, 833-3-NEXGEN today to start the benefits of cleaner water for your home tomorrow. CSLB number 1011173. NextGen, here for you now and for years to come.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
Accident, For injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake. Because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This just in. The NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Mason and Ireland.
A lot of people screamed at me on Twitter, which is fine. Don't use all caps. Don't use all caps. When
By
you
the way,
tweet me.
the biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap
right now. Take it away, producer Emily.
Thanks, Joe. Hi, guys.
Aloha.
Burn it up. Let's go.
It's burning up here.
Feels good to sit down for a second.
Yeah.
You've been standing up the whole show.
I know. Feels good.
It's cool.
Feels good.
And you were progressively getting more leany.
I was getting a little tired. You know what? When it started to happen, when that guy right there, when I saw my nemesis, right there again. This goes back to when we were doing a Final Four event at Pizza Hut in Anaheim, I believe it was, and I lost a beer shotgunning competition to that man right there.
For the first time in years, right?
Maybe the first time ever.
Wow.
Okay.
And I haven't stepped back into the ring since. He retired me in one beer.
There's always someone better than yourself. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
And by the way, I told you he looked like Paul Bunyan. Am I wrong?
And the guy that would beat you should look like him right there. Yes.
You got to know when to fold them.
Yeah.
That was it.
So my Factor Cap today is special because it's my sister's birthday. Happy birthday,
Which birthday?
Claire.
Oh, Claire. Okay.
And she is an avid listener to the station, so I told her I'm going to do a Claire-themed Factor Cap.
All right. And Claire's DTF.
She's down to fry.
She has a T-shirt that says "Down to Fry."
Whoa.
She does. She wears a T-shirt.
It has an air fryer on it.
I know.
So glad you clarified that.
Which brings me to my first Factor Cap, which is and my sister, if you don't know, is an avid air fryer aficionado. She has 2 in her apartment, 1 at her work, and I believe she has 1 travel air fryer that she keeps in her car just in
travel
case.
air fryer.
How do you have a travel air fryer? Never mind. Go ahead. Yep.
She's also, she makes great use of it. She has great recipes. But air fryer is the best kitchen invention. Travis, Factor Cap.
I'm going to go fact. The other argument is the microwave, obviously, because it does a million different things.
It does it quickly.
And it does it very fast, but the air fryer does it a lot better. It's a little bit longer, but a lot better, and it does the one thing that it's the only appliance that can reanimate French fries.
Oh,
like you've tried them in the
that.
oven, it doesn't work. You try, they're soggy, they're gross, they're. You put them back in the air fryer, it's like they came right out of the grease.
Yeah,
it's just a terrific invention.
I don't want to be that guy, but aren't we kind of overthinking it? I got to go Cap. Refrigerator. See? Kitchen invention, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is the whole thing there. There you go.
Right.
It's a nice addition, but yes, go ahead.
Okay.
What about a cooler? If I didn't have a fridge, I could use a cooler.
I got a message. They said it was a missed opportunity. Joe Davis is a big grill guy.
Oh, yeah?
He should know a lot about coolers.
Next time.
Next time. Well,
next time.
Hopefully there's next time.
There is. Joe and I spoke. We're good. We're good.
Okay, so my sister, I was second born. She was first born. She's the eldest sister. And for a long time, I would get in trouble. I would not get in trouble because I would hit my sister and I would pull her hair. She was not allowed to hit me. That was the rule from my parents that younger sister could basically do whatever she wanted. Older sister can't do anything because you're the older sister. So my statement is you should be allowed to hit your younger sisters if they hit you first. DeMarco, Factor Cap.
Say that again. You should be allowed
to hit your younger siblings if they hit you first.
Oh, that's Cap. I'm the youngest. Yes, you should never be allowed to hit the younger child. He's only doing, or she or he is only doing what they see. We can't be punished for doing what you did. So, yes, no, you should not be allowed to hit the youngest.
From you, Claire.
Yeah, there
Thank
you go. There you go. On behalf of the older brother, yes, I go the opposite direction for sure, for sure. My brother is 100 million times tougher than I am, so I don't mess with him anymore. Once I realized he could kick my you-know-what, I left him alone. Yeah,
my oldest brother with a look can back me into a corner.
Yeah.
Just a look, same thing. Yep.
My sister, in addition to being an air fryer aficionado, she also is a big lover of espresso martinis. She has espresso martini necklace, earrings. Like she has, when she loves something, she goes all in, and she has gone all in on an espresso martini. So you love an espresso martini, Travis, Factor Cap?
It's Cap. I like one. They're really hard to make well, in my opinion. There is a very narrow slot of when it's good, it's great.
Do you care about the beans?
Not as much. Yeah. I care about the ratio of the whatever liqueur we're putting in that and what type of coffee we're using, what type of vodka we're using, like all of those things. When done well, they're terrific. They're just infrequently done well.
And almost always the place, like, it's very rare for a bar to have an espresso maker, too, and so...
It has to be real espresso. Yeah. It has to be not particularly creamy, but a little creamy. It's a very hard drink to get right.
What does that taste like?
Like coffee and vodka.
Coffee and vodka.
It's honestly like
that's a hell of a mix.
Nice cold brew.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, when done right, it's really good.
Same effect as vodka Red Bull? Yeah. Okay.
But without the
Buzz
for
enough.
me, the bubble in the gut.
And
the
it
Red
does,
Bull
but the
gives
effect,
you it.
it's not as much caffeine. But
Okay.
It's
okay.
Yeah, but yes,
I've never had one.
And it's also more elevated than a Red
a little
Bull
more
vodka.
sophisticated.
There you go. You hold it right there.
So
yes.
if you have one,
I've never had an espresso martini. No.
But
You
it
like
doesn't-
coffee, so you would like it.
I bet I would.
Do you like
Okay.
vodka cocktails?
Of course.
Then you'd like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Big fella? Good? Okay. All right.
So for when my sister would visit me, and I think this is for my 21st birthday, she told me that she would buy all my drinks for that night, but only if they were Long Island's. So she was like, "Here's this deal with you."
Did you know what that meant?
I did, and so I was well aware. I obviously didn't drink until I was 21, but
Sure.
I was well aware what Long Island was. So my statement is, this is a fair trade. I will buy you all your drinks for tonight as long as they're Long Island's, bang for buck. DeMarco, this is a fair trade. Patrick.
I got to go fact on that. Guaranteed no one gets past 2. Right?
Yeah.
You don't want to.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good. That's a short night. Yeah, fact. That's a great deal.
No, I go cap because if your sister wants to celebrate your 21st birthday, you should be able to choose what you want. DeMarco's right. The Long Island iced tea is the quickest way to end your night. Because it tastes pretty good, and it's going to erase your brain.
Rock.
Like that.
Yes.
Like that. So if you get into that third one, we're done. We're home by 9 o'clock.
Yes.
I don't even need to worry about it anymore. But it's a very bad trade for the 21-year-old. Yeah.
All right, and then we have, so she and I would obviously go to Halloween and everything together, and our parents would either make our costumes or we'd buy them someplace, and for a couple years, Claire was DW from Arthur for every Halloween, and she loved it because that's an amazing character, by the way. If you don't know DW, she's an amazing sass master, I would say. But my statement is, you wore the same Halloween costume multiple times as a kid. DeMarco, Factor Cap.
Cap. No, Halloween was big for me for a while. Every year we'd start playing. As soon as Halloween was over, like November 1st, we're planning the next year.
Okay.
Yeah. So every year, big deal. I was Conan one year. I was Iron Man, Spider-Man.
Put on a wig for the hair.
Cop, fireman, the whole nine. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. No, never the same. Get up twice.
Travis.
I cap is I did do it a lot.
Yeah, cap is you did wear the same costume. Fact is that.
Fact. I'm fact. If you called any of my children or Susan and said, what is Dad going for as Halloween and what has he always gone for as Halloween, they would all answer exactly the same thing because I've worn it exactly the same way every single time. You've seen a picture of it. I sent it to you, the Halloween party. I go as a baseball player. You know why? Because I have jerseys and caps. Because I could put on a cap, I could put on a jersey, and I have a pair of baseball pants that kind of fits.
Yes.
And so I can go as a baseball player, and I bring a wiffle ball bat.
Honestly,
Are you going as the guy? Whoever's name's on the
like
back of the jersey.
Kershaw or Freeman.
Yeah, no, I'm going as the whoever. Like
Theoretical.
I have a Tom Candiotti.
Oh, okay.
I have a Mariano Rivera.
So you're not Mariano?
No, I'm just
okay.
I'm a baseball
I thought you were
guy.
going as Mariano.
Theoretically, you could be a retired baseball player next time because you could just wear jeans with it, but wear your jersey.
That's true.
There
you go.
Oh, that's even better. I don't have to put on a thing. I'm looking for the picture here tomorrow.
Well,
I saw that one.
Oh,
I
showed
me
it
that
to you?
one. Yeah.
While you find that picture, I got one last one for you, and this is mine and Claire's Shark Tank idea. And once again, we are asking just for maybe $1 million in seed money and maybe 10% stake in our company. Pocket Tot. Okay, Pocket Tot is T-shirt, and we can make it to jackets and other things, but a Pocket Tot is where you have an insulated pocket inside of your shirt that would allow you to have warm things stay warm, specifically tater tots, but you can expand. You can have onion rings, you can have french fries, you can have chicken nuggets if you want to. But Pocket Tot is mostly to keep things warm in a pocket. So, Pocket Tot, are you into buy? Fat or cap? Travis, fat or cap?
Cap for me for one very specific reason. You said you want it as a part of a T-shirt. I don't want something warm when I'm wearing a T-shirt. I need it.
It's insulated. You won't feel it.
It needs to be a part of a jacket because I'm not eating tater tots when I go to the beach. Right? I want my tater tots on a cool winter's night where I can have a jacket on and I got my hot tots. If we can get in the lab and R&D a jacket version of this, I'll give you some money. But a T-shirt version, I'm going to pass on.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Huh?
Why not both?
Oh, why not both? Okay, I got you.
See.
All right, DeMarco.
I got to be out because that's a very sensitive area up there. I don't want any heat there.
Okay, the jacket could be like a
You know
little
what I mean?
lower. It
I
could
don't
be on
want
the
heat
side
there.
a little bit, or
Yeah.
What if it's like a pullover hoodie where you have your little pouch.
I mean, how many shirts do you have with pockets right here?
Handful.
You got a handful, right?
I have one on today. Oh, by the way, this is day 6.
Okay, right, I saw it.
Yeah.
First thing I said, you got the collar on. First thing I said. Can you make like the pocket tot for like jeans?
I'm sure we can. Once we get our seed money,
What's our
obviously,
power
from
source?
both of you.
Battery operated?
I think it's
Solar.
going to be an insulated material.
Okay.
It's more like a Yeti than
It's
it
going to
is.
retain its heat.
Exactly.
You know,
than
I'm
it
in.
is a
Shark Tank. I'm in.
I think if we had the battery-powered one, you couldn't wear it on an airplane, and you might want it on an airplane, etc. So you guys are both in. Great.
I'm in for 50% of the company.
You're going through airport security. Sir, what's in your jacket? Tater
tots.
And
You like one?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. But happy birthday, Claire. So happy that you're my sister.
Happy birthday to you, Claire, as well. Factor Cap's brought to you by the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You got a lot of choices in your legal team, but as you know, with Joe, family always comes first. If you are hurt in an accident, call Joe. It's the move that I made. 213-747-2000. 213-747-2000. That's the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You can find him at normandlegal.com. You get hurt, make the call. Call Joe. Supercross Talk coming up next.
The road to glory runs through Los Angeles, and ESPN LA is teaming up with Michelob Ultra for an epic FIFA Club World Cup watch party you won't want to miss. Join us this Saturday at Tom's Watch Bar in LA Live as two powerhouse clubs face off for a shot at the world stage. This Saturday, kick off at 7:30 p.m. Be sure to get there early so you can get your spot. Catch every second on dozens of screens, enjoy giveaways, and sip on ice-cold ultras. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. And, of course, 710 ESPN. We'll see you this Saturday at Tom's Watch Bar at LA Live.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's Travis. Every legend has a story, and those stories are kept at Legends Attic in Claremont. Legends Attic is the premier sports memorabilia gallery and store that offers a unique blend of rare and iconic collectibles. It's a community for sports fans and collectors, so go check it out for yourself. Legends Attic, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in the city of Claremont. Visit legendsattic.com and be sure to follow Legends Attic on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
That's Mason. Ireland's in there as well. Guys, we are here at Legends Attic.
Yeah.
It has been an unbelievable day. We've had a million great guests. It's hot. We had our first ever inanimate guest, too. We had the Freddie Freeman Grand Slam ball.
Yeah.
It was on the table here in front of us.
I was thinking about this. So the Kirk Gibson homer
is the probably most famous sporting thing ever to happen in Los Angeles. Is Freddie Freeman's Grand Slam second?
I think they're tied for first.
I also think they're tied for first.
The reason I would pick Gibson is that the Dodgers were a tremendous underdog.
There you go.
That
That's
year.
true.
They were favored last year, and Gibson had one at bat in the whole series. That was it.
Yeah, that's true.
Freddie was a World Series MVP.
He was, and I'm not saying necessarily that Gibson's isn't as good, but I think it depends on what you value more. Is it the one at-bat part? Is it the Dennis Eckersley part? Because you guys remember, Eckersley was unhittable.
Sure.
Unhittable.
Yep.
And he takes him out. But Freddie was against the New York Yankees. It was a grand slam. It was extra innings. There's just all these little differentiators between the two. That's why I think they're tied for first. I don't think that one is any less than the other.
Magic's baby hook wasn't here. It
was in Boston?
It was in Boston. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had something worth $1.5 million just sitting on a table in front of you?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
We
a
can't
bag
tell
of
you what
money,
it is.
Jewelry. What the hell would I have that's worth $1.5 million?
I'm just saying.
My
that
massage chairs.
You would pay $1.5 million to keep it.
Keep
yeah.
the massage chair, sure.
No doubt.
I was sitting in front of Kim Kardashian once. Does that count?
Oh yeah,
Wow, John.
$1.5 million.
There's a lot of.
She probably had $1.5 million worth of jewelry on.
Probably. But it's you guys have all seen those little plastic lucite boxes with baseballs in them, and they just set it down right.
They were serious too.
It was sold at auction back in December for $1.5 million, and
Who owns
sitting
it?
on the table in front of him.
Did they tell you?
He didn't say.
He didn't say. Yeah,
$1.5
million. And there's Lou Gehrig's jerseys.
There's a Lou Gehrig jersey.
$5.5 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Game worn.
You know what's really
$5.5 million
valuable? My 800 Frank Thomas Leaf rookie cards. Of course, went to the hall. Do you have a market for those over at Legends Attic? I've got 800 of them.
I think they're flush with rookie Leaf Thomases.
They are.
I have a signed Shaquille O'Neal rookie card.
That's
good.
They ask the people at Legends Attic if they want to buy it. I'll sell it to them.
How
I don't
about
know where it
Shaq
is.
shoe in there?
How about Steve Carlton, Tom Seaver? Are they better?
Might be. Yeah.
I got cards signed by those guys.
They're Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
so
and
Are
they're
either one of
all
those
stars.
two still alive? Steve Carlton or Tom Seaver? Tom Seaver passed, right?
Still alive, isn't he?
I think Carlton's still alive.
Carlton's still alive. I think.
Did Seaver? Seaver died recently.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Talking to Rick Monday was really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I finally
cool.
heard the story about Blue Monday and having him tell the story. The guy's got a golden voice, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, he
Oh,
knows
yes.
exactly what
Like,
he's doing.
if you were going to hire somebody to do, like, an old-time broadcastery voice, you could just hire Rick
Yeah,
now.
he's perfect for it.
Yeah.
But I was talking to him before we went on air, and I didn't hear that until he got on the mic. As soon as he spoke into the mic, something came out. It's like poetry. It was awesome. But to hear him talk about that game and talk about what it meant for him and that World Series ring and all that stuff, great story.
So
This
if
has been a
people are
fantastic
just
day.
tuning in, who all did you have on?
So here's the full rundown.
Got it.
Oral, of course, was with us most of the day. Hall of Famer Jaime Jarrin was here.
Wow.
Peter O'Malley, the former owner of the Dodgers.
Wow,
was
that's
here.
a great get.
He was terrific. Joe Davis, the voice of the Dodgers, was here. DeMarco mentioned Rick Monday, and Steve Sachs also joined us.
Wow,
at,
what
near
a
the top of the show.
blockbuster that is,
Fun.
huh?
Yeah.
All right, so let me pivot here for a second. DeMarco, when was your Rams event? Was it last night or 2 nights ago?
Last night.
Last
night, yes.
Man, the
Rams revealed.
video from that looks stunning. Like, huge turnout, packed house, everybody going crazy. Was that as much fun to be at as it looked?
Oh, my God. Travis was there. Yeah, it was so much fun. All the Rams fans showed up. All the players that were there, Kevin Dotson, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay on the stage at the same time, arguing with each other.
Nice.
That was fun. Yeah, it was a great event, a great night.
Now, Travis, did you broadcasted from there, right?
Yeah, we did a show. AK and I did a show there that was on the app. I think we're going to repurpose it to run at some point on 710.
And it's also on YouTube.
And on YouTube as well. It was terrific, and we got a chance to talk to a lot of the guys that DeMarco mentioned as well. The Rams clearly picked guys.
Nacua showed up? Wasn't it Nakua's birthday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
they
on
brought
his
him a
birthday.
cake.
They brought out a cake for
good.
Puka Nacua. Yes.
I don't know if I've ever seen those guys more relaxed. I don't know if it's because the season's still a healthy amount of time away. Everybody's feeling pretty good, but everybody was in a very good mood last night.
Okay, you two guys settle an argument between Mason and I.
Oh, what is this argument?
Who will have more total receptions at the end of this season, Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua?
I'd probably lean towards Devontae Adams.
Me too.
Really? I'd lean towards Puka.
Trav, what do you think?
I'm with Mace. I think it's Puka. I think Devontae will score more touchdowns.
Yep,
I think
me
Devontae
too.
will have more big plays.
Yep.
But
probably
I think
more yards.
I think Puka will be used similar to the way that Kupp was used. That when you got to have one, you got to have that stuff over the middle. You got to have that first down play. You got to have that 5, 6, 7 yard route, not the big one down the field. He's going to get a bunch of those.
Yeah,
I think that's why I picked Puka.
That's part of what they were talking about last night. With the offense might be changing some, the versatility. So this
In what
might be
respect?
one where you might start going away from the Cooper Kupp type offense, and it may affect Kyren Williams. Running into light boxes. You may not get that anymore. You might not have Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua blocking for you. They're going to be more receiver types now. So if that happens with Matthew Stafford, I would bet most of those targets go toward Devontae Adams, but it will be close either way.
I will tell you guys this, as a former Raider fan, I've watched a ton of Devontae Adams games. He might be the best receiver in the NFL. I mean, I know most people think that's Jamar Chase now, maybe Justin Jefferson. Those guys might be a little younger and a little faster. But if you throw anything in Adams' direction, he goes and gets it. He's
no
a
doubt.
ridiculous talent at receiver.
He might be the best route runner in the NFL, no doubt. And with Matthew Stafford, I think he may get back to being the best receiver because he'll have the numbers. And do you know why he's such a good receiver, John? It's so obvious.
Well,
it's so obvious.
Well, he's a point guard.
What do you mean?
That's what he does. He's a basketball player, so all those little things you see, all those little moves to get open, those are crossovers without the basketball.
And I can't tell you how many times, guys, and this is going back to his Green Bay days, but, Derek Carr did it as soon as he got to the Raiders. He's a guy, DeMarco, that if the defense is all over him, if he's got a great corner guarding him, like let's say Jalen Ramsey's covering him and Ramsey's in perfect position, Derek Carr would throw him the ball anyway. Aaron Rodgers would throw the ball anyway, basically because
in the neighborhood,
because he thought Devontae would win almost every jump ball if you just threw it over there. Like Puka is a really precise route runner, and Stafford throws it to a spot. Cooper Kupp was better at that than anybody I've ever seen. But Devontae, he can be covered, and they throw it to him anyway, just because he's really good at going up and getting it.
Throw him open. Yeah, no doubt.
I wanted to ask you, Kyren Williams was there, right?
Yes, he was.
Okay, so we've heard a lot of talk that, he goes kind of in and out of Sean McVay's doghouse. The Rams are really good at just whoever they put in at running back puts up yards. There was a lot of talk, especially last year, that maybe Kyren wasn't long for the Rams. Can I read between the lines and say the fact that he was there, he was invited, he was a part of that, probably means the ice has thawed a little bit?
A little bit. I would say that. I mean, I think the ball's going to be in his court. I don't think he's going to break the bank. Outside of Saquon, Derrick Henry, maybe a few other guys.
Caffrey.
Those guys don't exist for running backs in the NFL as far as contracts, and Kyron's in that same mix. So as long as you're reasonable, and Drew Rosenhaus is reasonable about your request, he could stay a Ram and be here. But either way, with two guys, Blake Corman's behind him, and they just drafted another kid to come in and take reps. You're going to be running for your life this year, period, if you're Kyren Williams.
Yeah, you said keep the ball in his court. He's just got to keep the ball in his hands because he had some critical fumbles last year, and I think that's one of the reasons. Yeah.
Yes, said this to JB. If he doesn't have those fumbles, just those, this is an entirely different conversation this year about Kyren Williams. Everything else is the same.
DeMarco, you know this. Nothing can get you in trouble in the NFL more than once you get labeled a fumbler. There is no head coach in the league that will stick with you if he thinks there's a decent chance you're going to fumble the ball. Marty Schottenheimer used to say, if you fumble the ball, you can't play for me, period. That's why he loved LaDainian Tomlinson so much, because LT didn't fumble. But if you fumble the ball, and I would imagine Sean McVay is probably like this, it's the quickest way to get your butt off the field. Coaches
what was
just
Denzel's
hate
line?
that.
if you fumble my football, I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind part.
Yeah.
That's every coach in the world. Yes.
Hey, DeMarco, I wanted to ask you, I read a big article about Terrence Ferguson, who's the rookie tight end now for the Rams, came out of University of Oregon. And I read an article that says he will replace Tyler Higbee early in the year and will be a contender for Rookie of the Year. What do you think of that?
I can see that happening. He's going to have to learn the nuances of the offense, but the offense is changing slightly, so that's unfair to Tyler because I don't think they're going to ask him to do what Tyler Higbee has done his entire career. I really do. I think they're going to have him do what he does best. Be a receiver, split out, be a matchup problem. He could be. He's going to be a guy that gets targets.
Well, look,
that's why they drafted him.
This goes back to what John was asking about Devontae Adams and how good he is in throwing the ball when he's covered and all these. There's been 3 record-breaking seasons when Megatron in Detroit set the record for receptions in yards. Who's his quarterback?
Matthew
Stafford. Cooper Kupp wins the Triple Crown, sets a record. Who's the guy?
Stafford.
Who sets all the rookie records as a receiver? Puka Nacua. Who's the quarterback?
Matthew
Stafford. So if you're a pass-catching player and you get paired up with that dude, you're going to break a bunch of records. You're going to win some awards.
Can I go back to the top of the convo for 1 second?
Yeah, go to the top of the convo.
Just real quick, where would you put Cooper Kupp's touchdown catch in the Super Bowl as far as L.A. Freddie Freeman legendary plays? It's up there, right?
His performance in the Super Bowl is up there with one of the great one-game performances of all time. I mean, he was the Super Bowl MVP as a receiver, which has hardly ever happened. And without him, they lose that game.
Right,
you were there.
Because remember, Odell Beckham Jr. got hurt in the first half, so they really needed Cooper Kupp in that second half.
That one touchdown, DeMarco, he did that so often that it wasn't even surprising.
I think that's it. I think that's it, John. That moment felt because they were driving, right, and because there was a bunch of penalties. And remember, when they got right down on the goal line and they kept going to it felt inevitable. It didn't come out. It was exciting, but it didn't come like Gibson's home run, Freddie's home run. They came out of just like, wait,
nowhere.
What just happened? Just boom! It happened out of nowhere. It would be like hitting an 80-yard bomb with 4 seconds left. Kind of one of those situations.
But historical,
it's on the list.
Yeah, it's historical.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
And if you think about it, like if I ask you what's the most famous play in Rams history, it's on the list because there isn't there isn't a
tackle that catch.
The tackle, the Aaron Donald tackle for sure. That catch.
No, well, what about the tackle in the Super Bowl that DeMarco played?
Right. That's another one.
If Mike Jones doesn't tackle that dude, they lose the Super Bowl.
What about the for the love of the game pass in the Tampa Bay game?
Definitely on the list.
Early in the playoffs, but on the list. I'm with you, Mace. The one where Aaron Donald sacks Burrow and holds his hand up and points to the ring. That's the first Rams play I think of.
Yeah.
By the way, I know you guys got to get out of there, but go back. NFL Films had Sean McVay mic'd in that Super Bowl. And right before that play, McVay says, watch this, Aaron Donald's going to make a play. Because he saw how they lined up against him, and they were, DeMarco, you always used to say, if you don't send 2 guys to block Aaron Donald, good night.
Yes.
And apparently McVay saw something in the way their offensive line lined up that said, oh, my God, they're not sending a second guy at Aaron Donald. And he goes, watch this. Aaron Donald's going to make a play.
Yep.
Game over.
There it is.
I think you could have sent the world at Aaron and you weren't going to stop.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk was going to Hulk.
Right.
All right, fellas, it's all yours. We'll see you on Monday at Super Crosstalk. It's loyal.
Are you ready for a party? The first ever Cappy $10,000 blackjack tournament, Jack, is happening Friday, June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino in the city of